Good luck. May the force be with you.
The wizard is a tool.
And also with you. I grew up in a Methodist church.
And also with you. Love it. Did I pull that out yet? I did not. Man, I was about to smoke a toothpick.
They don't eat much.
They don't eat much? What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. It was just a... I'm going to smoke a toothpick. Oh, they don't eat much. All right.
No, I still had a toothpick inside my cone. Okay. So for the recap, if there's nothing else that needs to be done, is there anything else that needs to be done?
I'm good.
I would like a recap.
At least I just want to make sure there's nothing else that needs to be addressed before I start.
Okay.
Nobody's saying anything.
Why
I said I'm
not?
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess I will jump right in if Jaime's ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we're actually going to start with where last we left. Where last we left, we were all standing in a room with Rowan standing looking out a window onto the street outside. We had just fought 4 ghasts that we had hoped were people. We were looking for a roleplay moment. And as far as diving into my recap goes, that's what Rowan basically says standing at the window, is that we were just here looking for more people. 2 blocks away before we came here, we encountered the man who was about to sell his soul for a family. Before that, we had encountered we had seen a glint of metal in one alley and a pack of ghouls hunting in another. So we were looking for the people first. Before that, we were at a general store as it collapsed and we had to dig survivors out of it. But in all of that, Rowan says, in all of that, the monsters that we've fought, 4 ghasts, I tally 3 devils and I tally 3 demons since we've been here. And all of that, I tally only a handful of adults. But you know what I tally most? He says as he looks back at the group and takes his mask off, which is currently his Rowan mask, and says, in all of that, there's another tally that bothers me more than anything. And at this point, he'd probably be looking at Gilwyn, since Gilwyn and I had our side conversation, which I'm going to go ahead and just, if Gilwyn's okay with it, apply it to the game as though it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Scrolling. He looks up and says, "Do you know? Damn it! You poked your head in there, and when you did, it jumped me back to the bottom."
Oh, my bad.
That's funny.
I didn't realize it would do that.
Yeah, I didn't either. He says, "But you know what I've learned from all of this? Fuck the balance. If the balance worked, the universe, karma, whomever would not have sent me here, Monsieur Gilvin." Which he is saying in response to the whole fact that I blasted Gilwyn in the face a few sessions ago.
Yeah.
He says, "I used to count the dead by tallying the survivors on the field till only I remained. But do you know who else survives the battlefield, Gil?" Gilwyn would blink his piercing, something-colored eyes and shake his head. "No one survives the battlefield." "I do, mongrel. I always will. And so too do the children the soldiers leave behind at home. They number the fallen on their hearts for every lost parent, and that tally forever remains counted. There are no children in the field, Gil, that is for sure, but the ones left behind are survivors nonetheless. And I shall count them now. All of them," he says as he looks over at this cabinet where this girl has just crawled out of crying that she trusts Gilwyn to protect her. But moreover, when we noticed the monsters outside, she had been so shaken, but her response was to look up and say, "It's okay, don't worry, the tally man will save us." While he's looking at the cabinet, Gilwyn looks up and says, "Well then, my furred friend, tell me what you need from me, and I'll give you all that I have, because I too war for the innocent." Gilwyn places his hand on the hilt of his ironwood scimitar. A pensive look flashes over his face for just a moment before returning to the serene calm that usually possesses the elf. Suddenly, he smiles and places a hand on Rowan's shoulder. Until then, let's plan our war over a pint of ale or perhaps a mug of mead instead. A goblet of wine would be a choice of two, or maybe a snifter of brandy. Apparently, this guy likes his alcohol. Vic, just so you know, Gilwyn is just like, I'm going to name off 4 different types of alcohol. Does anybody have it? To which I say, first thing is first. And I look over at Fick, and I look over at Thurkir, and I take my mask, and with a single click of my hand, I use one of my Artificer daily tinkering, magical tinkerings, and I turn it into a mask of the Tally Man. And I just like walk over and clip it onto Thurkir's face if he lets me, Tiny.
Sure.
And I say to the young girl, I say, "You're right. The Tally Man will take you, and he will protect you as long as he can." And I basically look at Thurkir, suggesting, "Grab her ass." At that point, I look at Fick before waiting for a response, and I say, "Fick," or rather, I wouldn't say Fick. I would say, "Visage, you are in command of this expedition, and tactically, we are now in an unsafe place. Outside the doors, there are 3 spined devils, and then, without looking at the chat, there's another devil out there that's a bigger one that starts with an M." From Jaime. Scrolling.
Maragon.
A Maragon and 3 spined devils. They heard my gun go off, and so they're investigating. But as of right now, they're unaware of where we are. So basically, I say to Fick, "I've got a couple of plans, but like you're the dude in charge. So either you can give me permission to run this mission, or do you have another idea? Because there's something I need to do." It's obvious in Rowan's face, who normally is, you've seen him, he looks like a chicken shit most of the time. But like right now, there's something new in his face that you normally wouldn't see.
Go ahead.
In that case, sir, I have 2 plans. One is grandiose and world-shattering. The other will save the girl, will potentially save us, and will do a lot of damage on the way out.
I always like grandiose.
You like grandiose? Oh boy. I was actually hoping you'd pick the hack and slash option. And to that, Rowan actually looks a little disappointed, but he says, "Then it is done." Does Thurkir grab the girl?
Hang on.
Huh?
Hang on. Maybe I
Okay.
misunderstood. But grandiose just means grand, big spectacle.
Both going to be a big spectacle. I said that. But grandiose is potentially like world changing, while the other one just goes out fucking wreck shit.
Oh no, that's the way I want to go out, and I want to fight people.
Okay.
I
Then
just
out of
wanted
game,
to be
I
big and
suggested
flashy.
as quickly as I can that I need you to cast Minor Illusion in front of yourself. That Minor Illusion should be a wall of smoke, 5 foot square. So you're standing behind it. If you're standing behind it, the enemies cannot see you, ergo, they either cannot target you, or if they try to target through the square to target you, they do so with disadvantage. But because you can see them and they can't see you, by the way, your minor illusion, because you know it's an illusion and we all know it's an illusion, we can see through it. That's how illusions in 5e work. So they can't see through it unless they interact with it directly, in which case that prompts an investigation check for them to be able to see through it. Otherwise, it looks just like smoke to them. For us, it's completely transparent. And for you. So you would be able to snipe from this side of it and get advantage. AKA your sneak attack on your crossbow checks.
Every time.
Every time without fail. You don't even have to make a stealth check. Put the smoke in the door frame.
Right. There you go.
You can
That-
snipe from
Nice.
in here. Secondly, I'm going to say to Gilwin, basically, I know we've recently discovered that conjure animals may not summon what you want it to so much as what Jaime wants it to. Did you post that in the Exiles chat or in private chat to me, Cam?
That was in Exiles.
Okay. So Jaime, what is your opinion on his conjure animals? Should he continue being able to pick what he conjures, or should he be picking the CR and you picking the monster?
I'm just going to, unless it seems wildly inappropriate for the area, which I will probably very rarely decide that, I'm perfectly fine with him just deciding what he summons.
Okay.
Sweet.
So now we know that out of game, but in game, we don't know that. My character assumes, as per his knowledge of Arcana, that you summon whatever's basically available. And to that end, he suggests that you simply be the swarm of snakes this time around. And if this works, then in the future, dude, you can summon multiple swarms of snakes for everybody to wear as coats of armor.
Well, Swarm of Snakes is a CR2, isn't it?
Yes, and you can summon 2 CR2s.
I can only summon one CR2.
Oh.
It's 2 CR1s.
Oh, dang it. Well, either way, in the future, you'd be able to summon one and you become one. Boom, 2 sets of coat of snakes.
Yep.
And then basically the way it works is whatever the initiative rolls out to be, move yours to after mine. So you move into my square and stay in my square whenever I move.
Right.
That's what I'm going to suggest. Jaime, the bad guys outside don't know what building we're in. So I'm actually requesting that when we come out and roll initiative, that it trigger either a stealth, perception, contested roll, or just triggers them being surprised, because I want to ambush them. They don't know where we're at. I basically want to come out attacking. We are never on the offensive. We come in trying to talk first every time. They don't know where we're at. So I want to use it to our advantage and basically try to get surprise on them.
I thought surprise wasn't a thing in 5th edition.
Surprise is a thing. Surprise rounds are not a thing. The way surprise works in 5th edition is if a person is surprised, they cannot act during the first round of initiative.
They just go at the bottom of initiative, basically.
No, they skip their turn for the first turn.
Oh.
They roll their initiative, but their turn gets skipped if they're surprised. So basically, we get a free turn. It's basically the exact same thing as a surprise round. It's just worded differently, which is why I've always thought it was weird that they say there's no surprise round in 5e. Surprised is a condition. And because they made surprise the condition, there are actually monsters in the monster manuals that under their immunities say immunity to surprise. So unless the devils say immunity to surprise, intentionally attempting to get surprise should still work.
All right.
Fair enough.
So do we have it to start, or should we like roll a blanket group stealth check and use? So in other manuals where I've run ambushes by enemies in like Rise of Tiamat, the way they do it is the whole party rolls a stealth check, but you just take the lowest stealth check, versus all of the other people roll perception and you just take the highest perception.
So, real quick, are you wanting me to cast the conjure animals before we go out there?
No, you're not going to cast conjuring animals.
Oh, I'm gonna wild shape.
You're going to wild shape.
Cool. Well, then before I wild shape, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Well, that's why I'm asking if Jaime wants that, because if Jaime wants us to make our stealth check, then pass without trace is a must.
Yeah.
It is going to be contested.
Okay. Camwin? Yep. Okay. Camwin,
Camwin?
can you roll? No, it's Camwin.
Oh god.
Camwin, if you can cast pass without trace, and then everybody make a stealth check, which means Thick, now is the time for you to succeed because you have advantage on your stealth rolls. Or not advantage, but you have expertise in your stealth rolls now. Pass without trace gives how much?
Plus
Yes.
10.
Plus 10. So Girk's stealth check, since he can't see his thing right now, is QR. Where's the fucking? Oop, there it is.
Oof.
Girk rolled a 32 on stealth.
Oh my god. I rolled an 18.
Where'd Vic go?
Fick cast the smoke in his own fucking square and vanished. Where is Rowan's character sheet? There it is. So I can roll his stealth check. You rolled an 18 and that includes your plus 10?
Dude, least stealthy druid ever.
Wolf.
Dude,
I rolled-
remember the
I
first
gotta-
time you tried to do it?
It's true. It's true. So do Thurkir, I suppose Thurkir and the child also need to roll a stealth check.
Thurkir will at disadvantage because he's carrying someone.
But at least he gets the plus 10, so we'll take it.
He's still got a 20.
He still got a 20? Sweet. So 18 is our stealth versus whatever their highest perception is. And it's brutal for me to say what I'm about to say, but Jaime, I would actually give them advantage. But that's me. You don't have to.
Why?
Why would I give them advantage? Because they're over here looking for my gunshot. They're specifically over here looking.
He has a point.
That just means that I get to roll. It's not against their passive.
Okay, fair. You're nicer than me. But that's why I said I feel like a dick for putting this out there, but
I would have rolled it had it been a solid explanation on why.
yeah, I feel like for me it's the gun. They were already searching. We've been chatting for a minute to explain the plan, but that's fine.
Did I lose you guys?
No,
No,
we're waiting for Jaime to let us know what their
I'm typing.
highest perception is. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I asked him a question. I didn't want to interrupt everything and
Is it done now?
how do I reopen my character sheet?
Double click on your icon is at the top left of the screen. Double click on it and it should open up the character that you're actively on.
Yeah, I was looking in characters and I was like, why isn't it here? Thank you. Silly, stupid things that I'm missing.
No
And
worries.
Cam,
Yes, sir.
when you cast Pass Without Trace, Girk has a 23 roll on stealth.
Damn.
So he can roll legendary stealth, which is a 30 check. He just rolled a 12 on his dice to get a 32.
Nice. So a nat 20 would give him a 40 stealth. Jesus.
Yeah, with a nat 20, he could basically be invisible in the middle of town. Nat 20s, he has a 30, aside from it being a crit, he has a 30 without your bonus. And next level of Bard, he gets to take another expertise. So he'll have 3 expertises, and then he'll also have Jack of all trades, which is half proficiency in all of his other skills that he's not proficient in. He gets half proficiency in. Girk is officially the most skilled character next level.
Nice.
And he's currently the most skilled character in the party in the absence of Boston. Him and Boston are actually tied, but he doesn't. But Boston doesn't have expertise, and he does.
Expertise is just like double
proficiency.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't think Girk would mind me picking stealth for his expertise since he hadn't picked one.
Okay.
How
So-
dare you pick what you know that I use like every single session?
You damn right you use it every session.
The only other thing I would have maybe have done would have been perception.
Oh, you get another one next level if you do Bard
Alright.
next level.
Well, there you go. That's where it's going.
And then you'll get
How many
another one
hands?
at level 6 of Rogue as well. So over the next 2 levels, if you put 1 to Bard and 1 to Rogue, you'll have 2 more expertises. I'm sorry, 3 more expertises.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Expertise is one of the Rogue unique abilities. Bards do it too, but they only get half what Rogues get for expertise. And he's multi-classing between the two. Oh, and
I'll get
then
expertise in some stuff when I get when I take my ranger.
fair. Oh, dude, there's some good ranger stuff for you too. Also, Girk, now that your swashbuckler is set up, you get sneak attack whenever you have combat advantage. You get sneak attack whenever you have an ally adjacent to your target, but like you're away from it. And you get sneak attack whenever you're the only person adjacent to your target.
Wait, so
It's basically almost impossible for you to not have sneak attack. If you're standing next to your opponent and not flanking them, you don't get it. That's the only way.
I have how?
If you're standing next to him but not flanking him, and he has and you have an ally adjacent to an enemy, so you and an ally are adjacent but not creating combat advantage, that's the only time you don't have sneak attack. Otherwise, you pretty much always have sneak attack.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the way I roll. I'm a sneaky mofo.
It's just the implication is that you're a dirty fighter. When you hit, you're gonna hit where it hurts. You're gonna punch the kidney. You're gonna kick the side of the knee. You're gonna take out the knee.
I'm gonna stab you in the groin.
Any hit's a clean hit, is how that kind of looks from your character. Especially you being a marionette, like a fucking a mime.
Okay.
A masked mime. Oh, I've also thought about it, and you and I were talking about. You said that something about you do interpretive dance, and I was like, yeah, that would be more akin to mime in the time period. No, it wouldn't. I mean, yes, it would, but no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be an interpretive dancer that you were. It'd be a court jester. Because court jesters would have been mimes and dancers and that sort of thing like that, as you were doing it. So now I'm suddenly no longer picturing you with just the tragedy mask, but with a fucking jester hat. So I think we have to get you a jester hat specifically because your stealth is so fucking high. Somebody's got to put a bell on you.
No. No,
They're quiet bells.
I don't
Nobody
like the
hears
dress.
them, but like I like the idea
I
that
don't like. I don't
Bells
like
of
the hat.
stealth.
I don't
okay,
like the hat.
fine. I just pictured this like deep, vibrant, deep, vibrant royal purple and black Harlequin style hat
You
in like velvet.
realize that Rick dressed to the nines at all times. You know this, right?
Even as the mime?
Yeah,
Oh.
like he's.
I assumed you wore a specific type of costume as the mime that was a some a showman's costume, like because we started out as the magician and his assistant.
Well, it is. No, like it'd be as if a nobleman had taken up it as a hobby.
Okay. Fine, you don't have a jester's hat. But huh?
Too many tabs.
Oh.
I'm getting lost.
Jaime, did they see us? And or should we roll initiative?
Everyone roll initiative regardless.
Whoops.
But the Maragon did see you.
Are the other ones surprised?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. I rolled a 10 on my initiative. For the tracker. I was thinking about what we said when you chimed in, and I was talking to Jaime and Keith in the other chat group, Jaime. And there is another way we could get someone from the caravan here without us having to go back to the caravan. In the short and simple, if anybody had been interested in joining us. Also, if you remember from 2 sessions ago, I actually told them to join us at the general store, and then the general store was collapsed. So we haven't really addressed where they're going to be in regards to that. Other than Girk's idea from last session, which was we put out the arcane mark, the illusory script. If we've currently got it set so the illusory script can lead people to back to base, but I suppose I could always tell like Thurkir, hey, take the girl back, but when you come back this way or whatever, or send somebody back this way, tell them to use the markers that we made or something like that. Like there's easily a thing. I could tell Thurkir to send Lulu back with somebody. So whatever fits without breaking anything you had prepared, I'll take that option instead of us going all the way back if there's issue with that. My big thing is I want to get Lulu back with the group. However works for the story to do that.
I already have a plan in place.
Okay. I just want to. Then I will not push any more buttons other than keeping an eye on Thurkir and telling him to get the girl back and basically letting the group know that I want Lulu back. But
Quick calculation question. Save DC is 8 plus proficiency plus modifier?
yes,
Then how does that equal 15?
because one is 10 plus proficiency plus modifier, the other one's 8 plus proficiency plus modifier, and I can't tell you which is which.
Awesome.
Also, if you have an arcane focus that's a plus to item at all, it will affect it. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Now trying to figure out how to get the save DC to currently be 15. I guess I can just add a bonus.
It should be accurate on there if it's in the. Is it in the Beyond builder or are you building it on Fantasy Grounds?
Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, I got no answer for you. Fantasy Grounds lags some shit up sometimes.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I noticed that that Fick hadn't rolled initiative, so I went to the D&D Beyond one, since that's the most updated one, to roll it, and I got him a natural 20.
All right.
Nice. Also, Fick, you currently have the highest initiative modifier.
Really?
Yep, you have a +7 to initiative.
Oh,
Wow.
Because you add your charisma to your initiative, and you increased your charisma by 2 from your 4th level feat.
Oh, nice.
So that added you another 1 on top of it. So you and I were tied, but with taking that feat, it pushed you up 1 more, or that ASI, it pushed you up 1 more point than me. So you have a 7, I have a 6 for our base number.
And then I can take the feat improved initiative and have an 11.
I don't think improved initiative exists in this. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
There is 1 more initiative I need to roll, Jaime, which is a D20 +4. My familiar. Which also rolled a 10. So my familiar, my homunculus servant, and I all operate basically on the same fucking turn.
I'll just use your token thing, or so I don't have to worry about adding them onto the tracker individually for now then.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, my homunculus is going to stay on top of me anyways. Actually, in the middle of all of my explaining, because originally, like, I've kind of lost the role play I had prepared, unfortunately. Other than what I talked to, like, the thing between me and Gilwin, and hopefully I can petition for a inspiration for that, Jaime. But I had a whole role play prepared that since we didn't play last week, I kind of lost it. But in doing so, when I give Thurkir the mask, I had basically expected Fick to see, like, why the fuck does this guy have a Tallyman mask? Clues coming together. And then basically, I was going to put on my Tallyman mask right in front of everybody else. But they were going to watch me use my artifice and my faceless background to change it. I'm no longer going to be a secret hero. And at the end of this combat, you and I are going to have to address something that I think was left out of last session. You asked Girk what his constitution score was when he picked up the soul coin, but you didn't ask me. I think I know why. I think it's because I'm an evil creature and he's not, and he's a good creature. At the end of this combat, I'm not going to be evil anymore. I'm going to lawful good, and it's basically because of the shit with the girl. I'm letting go of all of Tallyman's evil side for Rowan's good side. And instead of being Batman, I'm going to be more like Scott Summers' Cyclops. Like, Scott Summers and Cyclops are the same person so long as you've been part of the conversations with them, So, like, not everybody would know my identity, but, like, all of you guys would and stuff like that. And the encounter with the girl also changed my character's ideal. My character's ideal, which I've explained to a couple of you, is specifically worded. Haven't explained it to all of you. Is specifically worded as there is literally no reason. There is no ideal worth killing or going to war over. None. My new ideal after seeing that child is there's no ideal worth killing or going to war over until there is.
me likey.
So I'm specifically going to war because I'm tired of seeing hurt children.
I like strawberries better than bananas. Hey, wars have been fought for stupider reasons.
True. So you totally see me mask up, Vic, in the middle of all of this. But it's like a brighter colored mask. And instead of the helmet, so you guys notice that the wide disc helmet that I've been wearing is actually a buckler shield. Like, I use part of my gear for all of my costumes. So that buckler shield now hangs at on my arm as a buckler.
I cast my minor illusion on my mask to mimic yours, but with a glower in your direction.
I love it. I mean, what the mask represents Knights of the Weave, and all the Knights of the Weaves wear it. So if you're gonna do that, I'm not even gonna be slightly offended. I'm gonna be like, cool. He just made an angry version of my mask. Solid. Remember, I don't get it. You insulted me 2 or 3 sessions ago, and I just was like, what? Because I also rolled my lack of sense of humor as a flaw. And I'm not evolving that yet because I like it too much.
But anyone else in there would have totally seen a mask identical to yours, red in the face, glowering at you.
Like with anime red face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it. It wouldn't even register to me as an insulting thing.
It's honestly, it's not so much of an insult. It's more of just the, fuck you, your buddy. Fuck you. You dick. You should have told us. Type of a response.
Said Jaime shared something somewhere.
He shared the map in Discord.
Why don't
You
I
shared
see
the map in Discord.
it? Today at 6:10 p.m. Oh, that is the map. My failed message to send the other night. My messages I failed to send the other night are still in the bottom of the chat because they glitched at sending.
That looks like a map from Zelda.
All right, who's at the top of the initiative?
Thick.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Fix. So, like I said,
I'll
I
have to-
advise you to cast smoke in front of you, but that's up to you entirely.
Yeah.
Whoa, that just digitized bad on my end.
The connection was fine.
Huh. Oh, you sound fine now. So, yeah, do you use your action to cast the smoke?
Yeah. I was gonna try and get closer to melee range, but I'll get there. So, I'm gonna move some. Use my smoke. And then my crossbow.
Well, you won't be able to use your crossbow this turn because the smoke is an action. But the smoke
I thought
stays
the
in that
smoke-
square for an hour.
I thought.
Huh?
Minor illusion's a cantrip because I'm a gnome, I believe.
It is, but that doesn't change the size of the action it takes to use it. Minor illusion, it takes an action to cast a minor illusion.
Oh.
Yeah. You just get it for free because you're a gnome.
Gotcha.
But remember, at least 3 of these bad guys are not acting in the first turn.
Fair enough. If I were to break or shoot through the smoke, does that dissipate the smoke?
No, the smoke stays where it is. The only thing that dissipates the smoke or that makes it so that they can see through it is when they interact with it, they can either spend an action to roll an investigate check to interact with it, or an arcana check to interact with it to identify it as an illusion, or when they try to stick their hand through it, because they won't feel smoke, the GM can choose to prompt a investigations check. But that's also why I suggest smoke. Smoke is already kind of like them just sticking their hand through it isn't necessarily going to prompt an automatic investigation check. But that's when it becomes mechanically GM's discretion. As soon as they stick their hand in it, it should prompt an investigations check just cause, a free one. So if they try to melee through it, their sword goes through it, that should prompt one. And then because it's minor illusion, it doesn't actually have a set save. So the GM could basically say if they roll above a 10, they recognize it. But there are higher level illusory spells like Silent Image, which is a first level spell, or other ones that have actual like sizes to them. The GM could also choose to just make the save that they have to beat with investigation equal to your casting throw, which is charisma based. So yours should be like 15. So these are all options, but for the most part, it just looks like smoke until somebody actually interacts with it. And so long as we all know you cast it and it's not real smoke, we'll be able to see through it. If you do not tell us what you're doing, which, like I said, this time we know because I'm the one that told you to do it. But if you do this in the future and you do not tell us that it's an illusion, we will not be able to see through it.
Is it possible to put up the smoke in front of all of you, or is that too big of an illusion?
Cantrip's only 5 square or 5 foot square, but you can do minor illusion, I think 3 times. You can have 3 separate minor illusions at a time. So if you somehow got multiple actions because somebody hasted you, or if you somehow got multiple actions to do it, whatever, you took multiple turns, you can set up to 3 separate minor illusions across multiple turns.
Okay. And how long do they last?
An hour.
Okay.
An hour, or when you cast the 4th one, the oldest one disappears.
Gotcha.
So is that what you're doing for your turn? Is moving and then casting your smoke in front of you?
Yeah, I'm casting smoke in front of me.
I think if you don't move, you'll get a bonus to your attack roll next turn because you have steady aim.
I do have steady aim?
Yeah, steady aim's rogue level 1.
Okay.
Give me a second to find your character sheet in my open windows. Actions. Steady aim is a bonus action. You can give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on your current turn. Oh, so it wouldn't matter anyways. But you can only use it if you haven't moved during this turn. So on your next turn, before you attack, you can use a bonus action to give yourself advantage, which doesn't matter. You already have advantage. You're shooting through the smoke.
Right.
So yeah, unless you want to do something else with your turn.
No, I'm good.
All right, next.
What's going on?
Is that the girl?
No, that's me.
That's Jaime?
Yes.
What do you mean, what's going on?
What's going on? I can't be more clear than that. Like, you went through several different options and then said, okay, let's go with that.
He's casting smoke and then passing turn.
And staying put?
And staying put.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Sorry for the confusion.
No, I just have I have very bad times processing audible things. So when it's a long string of verbal context like that, I get lost easily.
Well, I was trying to make the long string of verbal context because of Girk also not having access to the information. So I was just trying to put it all out there so he knew what all his stuff was.
No, I realize, and I know that Girk is a lot better with verbal because of his visual stuff. So that makes sense. Everything kind of mashed together, and I didn't know what was going on.
Fair enough.
Our bad.
We bust down the doors. We strike our Charlie's Angels pose. I throw down a smoke bomb and disappear to the bad guys, but you guys can still see because illusion.
Dude, one of their guys saw even with your 32, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was your 32 versus all of their perceptions. One of the bad guys still saw us. Oh no, it was our lowest. It was our lowest stealth versus all of theirs. That's right.
Yeah,
Never mind. Forget I said that.
Yeah, because that's like damn it perfect.
Yeah. Like I said, it's legendary.
Wasted.
So we all Charlie's Angel pose. He runs behind cover that we don't see him take. We probably don't even see his damn smoke cloud. Who is next?
Thurkir.
This reminds me of the time I hid in the doorway and just kept jumping across the doorway, shooting an arrow back and forth.
Rolling back and forth. All right, what's Thurkir do?
Thurkir is running off with a girl. So he goes full movement, and then he uses dash, and then he goes full movement.
Okay. And then, and the reason I picked Thurkir to take the girl Jaime was how he followed Goliath and Boston to the island. He basically stated in all of that when he decides he's protecting somebody, he's sticking by them. That's why I chose him to protect the girl.
Fair enough. And Thurkir, with the girl in hand, blitzes basically right past a spine devil who's just kind of like, what the fuck was that? He noticeably does shift the little girl from his right arm to his left to make sure that she is as far away from the devil as possible.
I mean, respect.
And then proceeds to charge down the street. Gilwin.
Yes, sir.
Change your spot and initiative.
Well, I was gonna say, shouldn't I just?
You could transform, turn into snake form, and move your distance out to where I need it to be moved. But basically, I thought they were in a bigger cluster than they were when I was originally suggesting this plan. But I'm wanting us to go right in the fucking center.
Okay.
My fear is that they're going to get to go before I do.
Before you do, yeah.
If you and I share a square, we get a +2 to AC.
Okay.
If we don't share a square, you won't have that bonus if one of them comes up to try to smack your swarm.
Would it not be more beneficial for me to just transform and move and just theme it that I've wrapped around you?
That is the theme, but I was saying mechanically, we would do it on your turn. You would just move towards my square on your turn. But when I say wrapped around me thematically, you're inside of my trench coat.
Right.
You're writhing up against my bare ass skin, my fur, beneath my clothes.
Okay.
When I get out there. The reason I needed to know if we're doing a grandiose plan is because I was going to roll intimidate and have your snaky ass come out of my clothes. Originally. But that's part of the grandiose plan. I'm not going to be rolling intimidate now. Now we're just going to be going out there as a swarm. So you can be however you choose, brother. It's just a question of whether you want to move before me and then I enter your square, or let me move and then you enter my square.
Let's go the first one, because at least I can. Well,
also, don't forget your transformation is a bonus action, so you would still have an action.
yeah, and I'm thinking Ironwood Scimitar. Get that out on that advantage out there. At least for the 4 turns.
Oh, chuck it before you turn into a swarm?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it becomes part of your body. That means you're going to run out there, chuck it, then turn into a snake.
Or who are we? Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Spine devils are the ads. The one that starts with an N is the major boss between the 4 of them. So it's up to you. I'm typically inclined to knock out all the little guys before I worry about the big guys, so then we don't have to worry about the little guys. But bro, if you decide you'd rather just go after the big guy, you and I are about to become the dual character tank. Once I'm inside of your swarm, I have a 25 armor class.
Damn.
And if we choose, you could probably give me full cover at some point because I'm a small character. In which case, I just could not be targeted, but I could not target the bad guy as well. If that happened.
Not as a swarm. But
Well, no, if just full cover. If you compressed your body all around me to give me full cover, they wouldn't be able to attack me, but I wouldn't be able to attack them. That's just how full cover works. If you've got it, then they've got it from you. But that's why I'm only getting partial cover from you. And I'm also getting partial cover from my homunculus servant, which gives me another plus or 2 levels of partial cover. Partial cover goes +2, +5, and then full.
okay.
So before Jaime gets lost in the train of words and things going on, basically pick your target. Wherever you move, I'll join you in your square on my turn. But just remember, you will not have that cover bonus for me till my turn if you go first.
Right. What I think I'm going to do is something I haven't done before.
Do it.
I'm going to cast Erupting Earth.
Okay, you just changed all my plans. I've been waiting for you to use that spell. Do it.
What's that?
do what you got to do. I've been waiting for you to use that spell.
Okay.
I can't say that I'm familiar with that spell.
Choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
Did you say
Who
a
says if it's like
20-foot cube?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the buildings as well. If there's any buildings within 20
I'm going to
foot of
center
where
it
you marked
on the Maragon and the Spine Devil.
So, like,
Shit, you could center it past them all so that it's behind Thurkir and the kid, so that Thurkir and the kid get out, but then there's hindering terrain between Thurkir, the kid, and them.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Thurkir was there because he's running.
yeah,
Yeah,
Thurkir
don't
is...
hit Thurkir.
No, I won't hit Thurkir. I'm going to, but I'm going. Well, I can't get both of them in the cube.
You can, but use it as a crowd control option too. You can
Yeah.
also throw down a tangle for hidden terrain, or
Hey guys,
yeah.
I just logged into Fantasy Grounds. Did it not get in? My new character did not get imported.
It's not in Fantasy Grounds yet. No, it's just been built. It's not complete yet on Beyond because I still needed the spell information from you and stuff. So right now we've been rolling it on Beyond.
Ooh, Jaime, can I
Yes.
turn the cube 45 degrees? The corners should be able to get them.
With you logged in, Girk, if Jaime reshares the map, you'll at least be able to see the map. And then what we've got to do is get you on Beyond and get you to just click claim on that character sheet. If you click claim on that character sheet, it becomes your character, and then you have access to all of it on Beyond. And then it can either be rebuilt in Fantasy Grounds, or you can roll it on Beyond, which you can do from your phone. So even when you're in hospital, you'll have access to your entire character from your phone, and Jaime can see your dice rolls that way. So either or are options, but at the very least, Jaime can share the map to you since you're logged in now.
They're wanting to do it like that?
Yeah. Would that be?
I actually don't know if you can turn it like that.
Is he rotating it on angle, like 45 degrees?
Affirmative.
Yeah, I mean, so it uses non-Euclidean math, but you can assume in D&D still the like a 45 degree rotation, as opposed to say a 20 or 30 degree rotation that's going to split some weird pairs on squares. But half squares can technically still be targeted. The problem with half square targeting is the idea that is there something in that square big enough to be hit by whatever is being hit? So if it's a tiny creature and they're in a square and half that square is being filled up with something, then the tiny creature probably could stay clear of it, be not affected, be right on the end. But a medium or larger creature, they might still get it in that square.
So
The assumption with
onwards.
D&D, the assumption in D&D though is if you rotate it, any square it touches is a square it affects, and presumably the full square. It's just, it's up to DM beyond whether it affects the full square or not, and I usually don't on a half square or less. So that's up to you, Jaime. As I said earlier, the rule of 5e, as you always explained it to me, is simplicity, which simplicity would say no rotating. But
Yeah, I think it would just be easier if we didn't rotate it.
Fair enough. Either way, I would like to do it on the left side and try to get it as close to him as possible.
All right, are you able to move this square yourself?
I don't know, am I?
you could have drawn it yourself, Cam.
I don't really know how to draw. Like,
Jaime, can you talk him through how to draw?
Yeah, if you
I
right click, you can go, or you go to pointers, you choose what shape you want to draw.
oh. Oh, wait, nope. Why is it rotated?
Keith, are you getting your character all into Fantasy Grounds?
Working on it.
Cool. I was just checking. We hadn't heard from you in a while.
This
Carl.
because y'all are
Doing stuff. Yeah, I know. Yes, Girk?
I went to D&D Beyond. Do I need to sign in, correct?
Yep. And then you need a link to this campaign if you haven't been given one.
I can't see
I'm
the squares.
also pretty sure, Girk, that when you claim it, I will lose access to it on my builder, just so you know. But Jaime will still have access to it. And I have it named Gherkinstone Visage is the name of the character.
Okay, I see a couple of them, Cam.
Okay. I was just trying to get this scale right. So,
Do you have, once you're logged in, Girk, do you have the link to this campaign?
I do not.
Okay, Jaime will have to send you the link to this campaign.
All right, one moment.
Oh, well, maybe I do. Hang on.
I was gonna say
Yeah, you can go-
I thought that I made sure that I pinned it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
so like
But
that.
am I right, Jaime? If he clicks claim, he'll have access to the one I built?
Yes.
Oh wait.
Okay. I'm sorry we haven't been more attentive to you, Keith. We just kind of ended last session right at the beginning of a combat.
no, you guys are perfectly fine. I'm I now got to figure out how to get Warlock in here.
So you go to the
Without adding a Warlock level.
I know. You go to the book that the Warlock class is in that you want.
I can,
So you find that module in the library.
Yeah.
And you click inside there, and there's a specific way, and I've lost track on how to open up specifically the class book thing. But there's like a lot of plus and minus tabs to like open them and expand them. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you expand them, you just go to the Warlock class, you select that, it'll open a pop-up that is the class, and then you literally click and drag it onto your abilities tabs, the specific abilities for your Warlock stuff.
Oh,
And
nice.
it'll auto-apply them. I actually really like Fantasy Grounds if you're doing the training thing that we sort of homebrewed for this game, specifically because of that. It's really easy to draw them on there, and they don't level up on their own. Like, you have to manually put them on there, but as soon as you're on your character sheet, they work just like if they had been auto-applied. For the most part. Okay. Girk, did you find the campaign?
Not yet.
Why did I
Sorry,
have
Jaime.
why did I have it?
I didn't mean to interrupt all this stuff to help him find his character sheet. It just sort of happened. I don't know where Jaime linked it, so he'll have to send you a fresh link, Girk.
Yeah, I'll just grab it real quick. And then after I grab it, I'll be right back.
Oh.
Girk, let me know when you've got the link.
Am I sending it to
Where
you
do we
on...
keep sending it?
I was just about to ask. All right, do you want it in Discord or do you want it in Facebook?
Facebook.
You got it. BRB.
Okay.
I feel really bad because I stress Jaime out a lot. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to be helpful.
What he was barking at. Since you're up, do
So I have learned
that you...
that you like to fill silence with speech, and Jaime takes a minute to process.
Yep.
So, yeah, he gets a little overwhelmed. But I just did 26 damage to that devil.
Fuck yeah. That's brutal. Was it one of the spine devils you said?
Yeah.
So you literally like run up, summon rocks out of the ground, and then fall into a pile of snakes
Yeah.
as it erupts. That's fucking creepy and beautiful at the same time.
That druids, man. I love them.
Fucking druids. Well, especially a fucking moon druid, so you can do it as a bonus action. All other druids have to do it as an action.
Right?
We have an extra thorn whipper now, Cam.
Oh, nice.
Or we will.
Girk, did you get the link?
I got the link, but it's being annoying for me.
Sorry. Yeah, as soon as you can like accept or join the campaign through the link he sent, you should be able to see all characters currently in that campaign somewhere. There's, view campaign or something, and all the characters will be in there. And then you just scroll to the one named Gherkin Stone Visage and click claim. I wish I could see your screen.
Not only could I wish I could see my fucking screen so you could help me.
Oh, wait.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Unauthorized fucking error when I try and sign in.
I lied. I only did 13 damage to that devil. They must have resistance to bludgeoning.
Oh, probably. That means magical attacks only. Wait a minute. That came from a spell.
Yeah, but
Well,
it just says bludgeoning damage, not magical bludgeoning damage.
because it comes from a spell, it does magical. That's how it works. But that's probably a unique sort of thing of the fucking. It's not being damaged by the spell. It's being damaged by the rocks that are being thrown by the spell.
Yeah. Because it doesn't specifically say magic damage. It just says bludgeoning.
Most spells don't specifically say magic. In fact, I don't think any spells say magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just assumed because they're spells, they do magic damage.
And
But inside the description of the spell, which is I think probably what Jaime was about to say.
I was actually going to say in the dice roller.
Oh.
It says type bludgeoning, comma, magic.
Boom, so it did count as magic.
Oh.
Which is weird because it shouldn't have resistance to that because of the fact that it's magic.
Right.
Yep.
So I think I just killed it.
Well, Jaime apply the correct damage. We'll see how much damage you did to it. We fought spined devils before. These aren't our first.
I know.
We fought the other ones in the Van Thamper Villa.
That's right.
Which, to be fair, we had Boston and Thunder with us, not Rowan. So that might be a different fight.
Yeah, no. It's unconscious.
Sweet.
Crushed one in the tumbling rocks. What do you do for your move action / bonus action, sir?
Bonus action, wild shape, swarm of snakes. And then I'll just move to you, and then that way you start getting your AC bonus now.
Well, move.
Oh.
I'm going into melee range.
Okay.
So if you can get into melee range with one, do.
Are we trying
How
to
do you
stop
roll
one from
dice
your
in-
third tier?
Hold on a
First.
sec. What's that? What's that, Girk?
How do you roll dice in D&D Beyond?
On your character sheet, a little dice pops up in the corner.
Okay. I
And
have
then
my
also,
character.
oh, did you claim it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so the only thing missing from that character is your spells that you get from being a warlock and your complete bard spells. But otherwise, it's all there.
Will it tell me? Will it give me the list here of spells I can choose from, or what? How's that work?
It will if you have to open the character builder on the character. If you're on the character builder on the character, you can just scroll down to the class and then select the spell section and select the spells you need. If you're on the character sheet, no, it will not tell you your options.
Okay.
So it's something we could do when we get back to your turn, though. Okay, we can help you with it. All right, when we get back to the top of initiative.
Okay.
Okay. Finish your turn there, Cam. What were you doing?
I moved within melee range of the northern spike devil, basically just in front of you.
Okay, are you just at that corner up there?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you turn into your snake swarm?
Indeed.
So that is your turn, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Pass a turn.
Oh, my bad. Boop. There we go. Spine devil. It's dying.
The dying spine devil that doesn't get to take an action but has to make a save. Ha ha.
All right. First save. Succeeds.
Oh no.
All right. The next two don't get actions. Felix.
Okay. My familiar, which is a flying serpent, is going to place himself kitty corner flanking from Gilwin. It can't provide flanking. I take that back. He doesn't need to do that. How many squares am I from him, since I can't really see that on this map? 5, 10, 15.
Gilwin
That's really hard to see.
is 35 feet away from you.
Oh, 35. Crap. I can't even enter your square, Gilwin. You have to be back a square.
Hooray.
Well, that's lame. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Let me I can work with this. That's fine. Let me look at my character sheet. Let me see my movement speed on my familiar before I do anything else. I can get to the enemy just fine, and I can get to Gilwin Square. It just requires me to spend my bonus action doing something else. That's fine. This thing has a fly speed of 60. Sweet. If Gilwin's 35 feet away, this thing flies into the square that would be like adjacent to Gilwin and the creature. It uses the aid ability to basically harry the devil. And then, because it has flyby, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach. It flies back towards me. So that basically, the next attack made on this guy will have advantage from my familiar harrying it. Oh, I'm sorry, the next attack before my familiar's turn. Whoops, didn't mean to close my character sheet. But I go to my actions. I spend a bonus action on Bunny Hop. Ding. I jump 15 feet straight forward. Then I use my move action to get all the way up to Gilwin Square.
Okay. You jump 15 feet. Gilwin is only 20 feet away at that point. You're there.
Go enter his square. Sweet. I then need to make sure my stats are correct. Inventory. Hunter's Hammer is still in my inventory. 25. Yep. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had my shield listed as equipped since I stated it was on my arm. $18 versus armor class. My Sunblade comes ripping down towards him. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to roll that with advantage. For a crit.
No.
All right, that hits.
Okay.
Crit better hit.
16 damage. Plus I psionic strike him. Spend my psionic power point for another 2d6 plus 4. For another 9 damage on top of that. And fuck it, I mark him as my favorite foe because it's a crit. For another 2d4 on top of that. For another 6 on top of that. So that was, what was my first dice roll? Look at my log.
Looks like you dealt.
16.
I was going to say, it looks like you dealt 16 damage with the Sunblade itself, plus 5 with the psionic, and now plus 6 with the favorite enemy.
Yep, so 27 damage total.
It is out.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Oh, actually, plus 3 because of my Genie's Wrath. So 30 damage. Fuck that guy. So I land inside. I actually run and then bunny hop. So that I land in the swarm of snakes. And it's because I critted, and I want it to be cool because I critted. And I point my shield in front of me, and I like pound my chest with it. And as I do, I spin my lightsaber Sunblade in my hand, and I literally just cut it in front of me and decapitate him if I can. Or, you know, if his head can't come all the way off because, you know, dying saves, then I slit his throat with the blade as close to the bone as I can. And then I pass turn, which goes to my homunculus. He's gonna stay on top of me. Pass turn to whoever's next.
The Maragon. Or, next is the Maragon.
He sees a raging bunny in front of him. Right? That's the one that's in that other corner?
Covered in snakes.
Yeah, a raging bunny in a swarm of snakes with a lightsaber.
And in an inconspicuous cloud of smoke confined to one area.
One area right behind me. Get it. Come get some. I told you guys I planned to be as brutal as possible. I'm done with this fight. I'm done with the devils. They've made children cry. It's not happening anymore.
Well, I make children cry all the time, but I never hurt them.
Dude, the gas, we're gonna eat this kid. I'm done. The bearded devils hurt the other kids. I'm done. The imp was gonna take the guy last session from his wife and child. I'm done. No more kids in danger.
You mean I can get rid of the gloves?
If there's kids involved, yes. You're the guy in charge. You tell me. Anyways,
Oh, that's
what's he do,
right.
Jaime?
Thurkir didn't tell you.
What?
The contract wasn't just for his soul. It was a trick. It was going to take the family's soul, too.
Oh yeah, that's right. He took it.
Bro.
Imp's hand.
Bro. I'm so glad Thurkir didn't tell me that. I mean, I killed that imp right away anyways, but if Thurkir had told me that, I would already been at war. Jaime, please tell me I got an inspiration for my frickin' ideal changing.
Yeah?
Okay, at the end of this fight, I'm going to have to see what Constitution has to do with soul coins. Jaime, just so you know, I read the description of soul coins because I was going to have it be a lore drop because if you remember, I was going to arcane check on it because my character had read that stuff before when
Right.
we were in Candlekeep. So I went ahead and looked it all up. So I know what's coming, and I just feel like it should be a thing we have to address. I also feel like it's a thing we should have to address because Gilwin and I gave Fick the wrong information about that coin now that I've read it.
Okay.
But we'll address it at the end of this fight as my alignment changes.
All right. The Maragon stomps 25 feet. He's getting closer to Spine Devil 2, which is the only one that is still alive. But he turns around and brings his halberd up over his head before bringing it down. His halberd has a 10-foot reach, so he is not adjacent to you.
Yep.
And he is going to attack the angry bunny.
Get some. I say that in Primordial because I can't speak Infernal.
Wait, I thought
I say-
Rowan lived.
Huh?
I thought Rowan lived in Elturel.
He did when it was on the surface.
Oh, never mind.
It's only been underground like 3 months.
Yeah. I remember
What is your armor class?
Primordial as well.
25.
That is a miss.
now.
You damn right it is.
Second attack. That is also a miss.
Take this. We lost Goliath as our fucking hit point tank, and Gilwin can hit point tank, but I could fucking shield tank if we do it right.
Apparently.
All right, we go back to the top of the initiative. Let's see. At this point, Fick actually receives a telepathic message.
Ruh-roh.
Is this a bad time?
Nah, I'm good. No, it's
This is
fine.
this is Nilhan from the caravan. I have news.
Is
Is
that
your son?
the warlock, Jaime?
No.
Oh, is that his paladin friend?
No.
Oh, I got nothing for you though.
Nilhan is a wizard, or is a wizard that admitted to being a spy at one point in time, and is very and felt like his skills would be of use to you down here because he excels in observation and information gathering. He's a divination wizard.
He should know it's not a good time.
It was rhetorical.
Out with it.
Well, he says he had skills. And?
Well,
I think he's offering to join us, Skirk. You want to just give him the address?
We're currently being attacked. Follow the lines in reverse. Remember, we put down painted lines to show the way to
Illusory
shelter.
script. Yeah.
Follow those in reverse.
Until you hear the screams.
Or the deadly silence.
Whichever you find first.
I'll be sure to pass that on. Okay. He's communicating to you via a message spell. So he's gonna have to continue the conversation next round. Vic, it's your turn.
Crossbow. With advantage. Towards the nearest minion guy.
Spine Devil?
Yeah.
Or the okay. I don't know from your angle who you can see. I think you can see I think you can see the guy that's still alive.
Yeah, he can.
I want to
Use your
hit
bonus
somebody.
action. Use your bonus action to hex it for a bonus d6 damage.
Do I have hex?
If you choose it, that's one of your warlock spells.
I'll do that.
Yeah, that's a bonus action. You also get to give it disadvantage on a skill of the 6 stats.
Constitution.
Disadvantage on Constitution. Okay. It suddenly feels gutsick. For his attack action, he's attacking through the thing with advantage. So you roll your attack roll with advantage. So on the builder, Gurk, you click and hold. You go to the actions tab on the character sheet. Sorry. I assume you've got access to the character sheet.
Yeah.
Or figured out how to get it. Okay. Then go to the tab that's actions.
Okay.
You know how to open tabs.
Yeah.
You should be able to select your crossbow. If your crossbow is equipped, your crossbow is not equipped. We didn't get your equipment on the sheet. I said that earlier. There should be a crossbow on there. A light crossbow, I believe.
There's a short bow.
Oh, okay. Jaime, can you go to the inventory on his character sheet and add him a crossbow?
In just a moment, Keith has a question to query.
Okay.
They can go after Vic's turn.
Well, it's going to take me a moment to look this up anyway.
Okay. Carl, you mentioned that we had a feat.
Oh yes, heroic origins from Mythic Odyssey of Theros.
Those, okay.
It's labeled as supernatural origins. They're not on Beyond, unfortunately. We don't own the book on Beyond, but we do own it on Fantasy Grounds.
Supernatural heroic destiny.
Maybe that's what they're called. Heroic Destiny. Yeah, that sounds right. The only one, there's one we said you cannot take, and I can't remember what it was, but you'll probably notice when you go in there. But yeah, without running downstairs to grab my hard copy of the book, I can't help on that
Oh,
one since I
okay.
don't
Here we go.
have access to Fantasy Grounds.
Okay. So what kind of crossbow was it again?
Is this your hand crossbow or a light crossbow? Oh, it's the light crossbow I left outside of the door of the house so that it does more damage than his hand crossbow.
Done.
Cool. He wanted that light crossbow from the beginning of the game anyways. It was originally Boston's. All right, Girk. If you equip that on your inventory page,
I already have it equipped.
you
for
might.
him.
Oh, okay. You might need to refresh your character since he made some changes.
Yeah, I did. I did already.
Okay. Then on your actions tab, there should be just a number like number 5, number 6, whatever, that you can click that is your attack roll for the crossbow. You get it with advantage. So if you click and hold that, I believe, I don't actually know how to do it on that version on the website. I normally do it on the app. On the app, you can click and hold that number and give it advantage. If that's not a thing, then you're just going to have to roll twice and take the higher roll. If that all makes sense.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Were you able to put advantage on it?
No.
Okay, then you may just have to roll twice. Once we get you access to the app, it'll be different.
It's control. You hit control and before you tap the roll. Actually, that's for disadvantage.
Maybe alt.
Shift.
Shift.
So if you hit shift before you hit that number, it'll auto roll with advantage. And that's on Beyond, right? You guys just gave him Beyond, not Fantasy Grounds?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason why I know that one of those buttons worked like that is because I have, or the group that I used to have in person transferred to online, and we use basically a plugin that lets everyone roll from their D&D Beyond character sheet, but it transfers their rolls over to Roll20.
Nice.
I don't know if this is giving me my advantage or not.
Well, you should see it roll 2 dice. Like 2 dice should actually pop up on the screen and roll.
No, they're
you
not.
click
It's just one.
Then it's not giving you your advantage. So my advice is just roll 2 separate dice and take the higher. And we'll figure it out later. That way we can speed up the turn.
Here's the first one, a 20. The second one is 22. Plus whatever other bonuses I get to hit.
Well, the bonuses are all automatically calculated in. Beyond is much better than Fantasy Grounds about that. So he got a 22 to hit. Jaime, did he hit?
What is he attacking? Is he attacking the Maragon or the last surviving Spine Devil?
This last surviving Spine Devil.
That is a hit.
Hey, Girk, you can click your damage from that and roll it, and then scroll down your actions. There will be a sneak attack button, which you can roll. And then just add the 2 of them together. And then
plus the D6.
then roll
for
an
hex.
extra D6 from the dice stack. How much damage did you do, buddy?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Looks like a total of 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Between sneak attack and dice? Damn. Because isn't it?
No, I don't think that's what it didn't. I don't think it added everything together.
Well, you add it together. You roll sneak attack.
Your sneak attack is
All right,
3d6.
hang on.
Yeah, your sneak attack should be 3d6 plus a bonus d6
Alright.
because of hex.
So I click on damage for the light crossbow, right?
Yep, just click it and it'll roll a die. What?
Total is 6 so far.
6 so far. Okay, then scroll down to sneak attack and click the dice for it.
Plus 10.
So that's 16
Plus 6.
plus
Or a
another
D6.
d6.
Plus 4.
So total of 20.
Total of 20 damage. Solid. I don't know if anybody's gonna hit mine just because I critted.
I rolled really freaking low.
You did.
You still did 20 damage rolling low. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
I should be. Those are rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. Put up bigger numbers. Love it.
Okay.
Look, man, you got to wait 24 minutes for dinner, but I will put you outside.
So,
all right, guys.
The Spine Devil is still up. It's looking not happy. Like, it is barely staying up, but it is up. Did you have anything else that you wanted to do during your turn?
All he has is his move action. Yeah.
No, I'm staying put. I'm gonna stay behind my smoke.
Copy.
Can you hit the from there, or will we have to move to give a shot? Because since I can't see it now.
All right, I'll have to send you an update.
Yeah, I figured we'd get to it probably by the start of my since an updating till then. I'm just not sure if he has line of sight against the other devil or not.
Gurk has line of sight against both devils.
Okay. Sweet. Then yeah, dude, camp. I love it, dude. Gurk, you just like sniped a shot out of smoke at the guy. The guy was literally just standing there minding his own business, and here comes a fucking crossbow bolt to the chest. From smoke.
He was writing a letter home to his mom saying that he gets off rotation next week.
Yeah, he's had enough of this war against the Elturellians, the Elter Guard. He was going home to mama, and you dropped him. You pissed him off.
2 weeks from retirement.
2 weeks from retirement. Poor old Dave.
And he wasn't even supposed to be here. He's covering for a friend who's sick. He wasn't even supposed to be here today.
What have you done, Gurk? You said you were taking the kid gloves off, but damn.
And if none of those things are true, I'm gonna start writing a letter and put a pen and paper in his hand.
Mama, I was coming. I'm coming home. I'll see you soon, Mama.
All right. Well, it's Thurkir's Thurkir's turn is next. Keith, did you have another question that you needed to ask?
So is it a supernatural gift or is it heroic destiny?
Which one has
Supernatural-
things
mine
in
is
it like
supernatural
I
gift.
caught?
They
Supernatural
all
gift.
have
There you
things
go.
in it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to specifically name a thing, but there you go. Supernatural gift.
And which is the one that's not?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's iconoclast, which is basically they don't worship anybody, and so it really doesn't work because theirs is all about getting piety. Like I said, you'd recognize it when you see it. If it's got to build piety, then ignore it because we don't use the piety system.
Also, we don't have the Teeth of Gigas as a spell.
Teeth of Gigas. Technically, we do. That's Boston's unique spell from his dad.
Ah, that explains a few things.
And then there's a cantrip named Quick Change, which we're not currently using. Don't worry, Cam. We'll talk about it at the end of session if we can.
Okay.
I'm good then.
Come on, little man. Okay.
Okay, Thurkir, he just continues bolting. He uses a dash action and then just runs further down the street. And like that, he's out of any immediate danger from the devils.
Nice.
Gilwin.
I'm just gonna go ahead and hold turn until after Rowan, since I'm his armor.
As you can move adjacent to the bad guy if you want, because I'm going adjacent to the bad guy. I actually would find. I was like trying to figure out a way to soliloquy that. I go before he does. I think. Don't I? I don't. I can't see the
you do.
guys.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You do. You go right before him.
Okay. Then
All right.
yeah, you can go ahead and get Jason and take a swing with your snake's abilities. Because
Yeah, that's
last
the only
time,
thing I
turn,
need.
all you got to do was be armor after you turned into a snake. So move adjacent and thwack his ass.
Well,
Hell, I think you
whacked
can
the
enter his square.
Actually, probably.
You can, but then I
Yeah.
have to. He would have partial cover
Right.
from my attacks if you did that.
Right. No, I already got it. I need the ability to bite him.
How do I grant that?
Oh, from your swarm bite.
Yeah.
Can you not? Do you not have access to the rolls for that on Fantasy Grounds?
I don't know.
Like, I have the character sheet pulled up for it.
Can you share it?
$1 million question? Well, maybe I can do this. Um,
Or if you just want to roll it for me, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
yeah, I'll probably just roll it for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you hit the Maragon with your bite.
Sweet.
For 4 damage, it's partially resisted because it's not magical biting.
You guys
Actually, it
hear-
is because I'm in wild shape.
Is it
I
considered
gained the
magical?
ability. Yeah, I gained it at level 6.
Oh,
Can you guys
It's called
hear me?
Primal Strike.
now we can.
Yes.
Okay. I got dropped out of the thing and my internet went down.
Curious.
Oh no.
So I don't know what I missed. Last I heard was, I need access to a bite attack, and then it was all gone.
We almost had a total party kill because Cam fucked up another stealth roll.
That's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yep, it is.
Like,
but in all
he's already
seriousness-
dead. I'm down to 2 hit points. It's bad.
I was gone for 10 seconds. In all seriousness, what did I miss?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I bit the thing and then did 4 damage.
And we're working on
was the bite.
and we're working on resolving the bite.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's saved against the poison.
Dang it.
But it's magical poison. No.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do during your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Spine Devil 1.
What remains of Spine Devil 1?
Death saving throw. Success.
Ah, God. Dude just won't die.
Spine Devil 2.
The challenge is given.
I'm actually kind of surprised that this one is still alive. Okay, so he is going to move across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, no. Oh, he has a flying speed of 40. Yeah, that'll work. He has direct line of sight to the Angry Bunny.
Who's got a fly speed of 40?
He's got a fly speed of 40.
Who does?
The Spine Devil.
Oh, Jesus. Get some. I've got a 22 armor class right now.
He's actually going to go ahead and move right there. And he's going to launch a tail spine at you.
That's a ranged attack from point blank range, yes? Or did he move? I don't
No,
know. I can't see the map.
he's 15 squares, or he's 3
Okay.
squares away.
Okay.
He just moved over.
13 squares.
He launches the tail spine at me. Get some, get some, get some. What do you got?
Nat 20.
Oh, critical hit.
Balls. I was about to be like, shield. Wouldn't matter. All right.
14 damage.
Okay, hold on. I'm not taking 14, even though that's what he dealt. Is it 14 total?
Yes. 7 from piercing, 7 from fire.
All right. Actions. I use a reaction to. Where's my actions? I use a reaction to spend another psionic point. God dang it. I don't have very many of those. To. Where's it at? Psionic power protective field. When you're another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to expend a psionic energy die and reduce the damage by a d6 plus 4. I reduced that damage by 5.
Nice.
Woohoo. So I take 9 damage.
Sounds good.
I still absorbed part of it before it just pushed through the energy field into me, which is lame. Did you roll that as a crit?
Yes.
Oh, it was double dice? Okay.
Yes. It auto did it.
Okay. Fine. Next.
Spine Devil 3 has to roll a death saving throw. It succeeded.
Yes. So the two that have to make death saving throws have both succeeded on 2 saving throws, yeah?
Well, this one only
Yeah.
had to roll 1 so far.
Oh, I thought it had rolled 2 as well.
No, last turn it would have went before you, but you took it out before it could even take any actions because it was still surprised.
Got it. Oh yeah, because we still fucking we're only on like the second turn. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the last PC in initiative.
Rowan.
Oh, and it's my turn.
Yep.
Sweet. I use my bonus action to blast from my shoulder cannon. I don't even look. My shoulder cannon takes a shot. My homunculus servant takes a shot at the chain devil or spine devil. There's, I believe, a d20 plus 5 to hit, but I'm going to double check that.
Hey, Carl.
Yep.
I have a present for you if you want to go look in Discord.
Okay. 1 second.
Or anybody who's not in Fantasy Grounds, if they want to go look in Discord.
Nani.
What if you're in Fantasy Grounds and Discord?
Well, then you already have the view from Fantasy Grounds. But you can also go watch on Discord if you so choose.
Oh, you're
Did
streaming
you
it
stream
live.
the video?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
Figured
helpful.
it'd make it easier for you, Carl.
I appreciate that. I was going to ask somebody to do it at some point. I just wasn't making a stink out of it. My homunculus servant. There we go. Sorry, my shit wasn't loading. It's plus 4 to hit, plus 5 to hit. No. My flying snake is going to harry that one first, not provoking attacks of opportunity, so that I can get advantage on this attack roll. Basically, the thing threw its spines at me, and immediately my snake darted over to it, hissing and fluttering around it, distracting it. Then my homunculus servant, on my bonus action, will... Damn it. Okay, I'll take it. I should have rolled with advantage. So a 5 or a roll dice. Lame. 11 to hit, even with advantage.
Against a Spine Devil?
Yeah.
That is a miss.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I have 1 spell slot left. I'm going to burn it. So you see the gun turn, fire, miss. You see me like taking a step into the next square to bring me closer to the fucking bad guy and to enter the snakes. And when I realize I missed, I just stop, look over my shoulder, and I use my action to burn my last spell slot on magic missile. This fucking thing is dying.
Yeah.
Oh, this says I have 2. This says I have 2 spell slots left, but I don't believe that. I must not have tracked one because I'm pretty sure I can account for 3 uses. Oh no, one of them was my tattoo. Sweet, so I do have another one. All right. First shot. 3 damage. Is that enough to kill him?
It is.
Cool. Second shot. I look over at the as I fire, what are my magic words? I wrote them down in here somewhere. Dipshit? Notes. I say chorus as I literally drop my lightsaber. Chorus, and a fire shot out of my right hand magic missile. And then I open my hand up and point it side pointed like a pistol finger in front of me towards the other guy before I enter range. Oh shit, he threatens me from here.
Yep.
So he'll get to take a bonus. He should have technically gotten his attack before I even fired at the other guy. Oh, I'm gonna pause. So he can take his opportunity attack if he's gonna.
He will.
Technically, he would have also gotten an opportunity attack at my gun.
Your first. Yeah.
That first shot would have provoked an opportunity attack.
Either way, he got an 11.
Oh, okay. Miss. I look at this halberd that's just dropped into the dirt in front of me from him swinging it at me after I dropped the spine devil. And I look over at him and I go, Manara, point the gun, flick my thumb, point the gun finger, flick my thumb, nail him for a D4 +1. Plus my favored foe of a D4. Because I'm bouncing it to him. Plus my wrath, so 3. So 2d4 plus 4 damage. Four. Nine damage from that magic missile strike. And he's marked as my favored foe. So once per turn, I can deal a bonus d4.
That's a lot of damage from a magic missile.
Yeah, and I've got 1 magic missile dart left, but it's only going to do a d4 +1.
Okay.
For the record, if I spend one of my last 2 psionic points, I could also increase it by another d6 +4, but I have to spend a psionic point to do it, and I only have 2 left. I've dumped a lot of resources since we've left base.
Same.
So last attack.
Carl,
It's 5 damage flat. Yes, Skirk?
you know how much resources I've used since we've left base? 1 crossbow bolt.
Right? And you
And I'm
acquired
gonna go get
crossbow
it
bolts
back.
along the way.
I'm sorry,
And you acquired crossbow bolts along the way.
right?
In fact, you even acquired that crossbow you're currently using along the way.
Yeah. I started with
I
nothing.
don't need it. I don't need it. You can hang on with that light crossbow.
I started out with nothing, and I'm now by far the wealthiest and pretty much well-armed member of the party.
Well, I wouldn't say well-armed compared to Rowan, but he's an artificer. You can't blame him for having a lot of firearms.
True, but I do still have that cursed sword.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
Which I can hold that some other people can't.
Yes. The devil took another 5 from that last magic missile, Jaime. How's he looking as far as being bloodied or not?
He is not bloodied.
Bro, I action surge. Let me see how many times I can use that, because I think that's a per short rest. If it's per short rest, I can use it again. Oh, it is per short rest. Sweet. In that case, he takes 3d4 plus 3 to the face because I spend my last spell slot now that I realized there was another one. That's 5, 7, 5. So 12 more damage. And so finishing that spell out, I had said a grand total of 6 magic words this time, which is Chorus, Minara, LeMay, Chorus, Minara, LeMay, Rictavio, Dodan, Gooden. Which, if anybody remembers from his backstory, Rictavio is a person. So now you guys have a reason to believe that every single one of his magic words is somebody's name.
Neat.
Interesting.
There's a clue along that to get to that conclusion, but that clue alone would in no way insinuate that conclusion.
You know, Rictavio was one of his teachers. He speaks of
I get that,
Rictavio often.
But just because you recognize one name and a litany of them.
Okay. Or you're right, though. The clue does imply the others could be names. If it helps, I have 2 more famous names in the list. But they're not till later on. I have like 14 names in the list. Past turn, I think that's everything. I finished my move into the square after that magic missile. And I'm standing right in front of the devil. And I guess, since I dropped the sword to do my spell, I use my item interaction to pick it up as I'm walking.
Okay. Next is the Maragon's turn.
Took 5 shots to the face. How does he feel?
He's definitely bloodied now. He takes a 5-foot step back, raises his halberd up above his head.
Provoking an attack of opportunity from the snake and me.
For a 5-foot step?
Yeah, there's no 5-foot step in 5e. It's if you move out of the threatened square, you provoke.
Okay.
So if we're adjacent to him,
back.
he provokes.
Then he doesn't move.
So does he still back up?
No.
Don't I have an ability to do that?
You
It's
can
a
do it as a bonus
disengage.
action. Yep, it's a disengage. Which you have to do an action to disengage. If he's doing a disengage, he's spending his action to do it. I'm just curious if he's disengaging or not. I also don't know how many actions he has. Technically, like, depending on how you look at it, I personally, as a DM, if a character's got like multi-attack, I'll spend one of his attacks as a separate action just because it makes the monster scarier. But mechanically, you technically can't do that. But I do. I like my monsters mobile. Did I lose you guys again?
No.
No, I'm here.
I was looking up exactly how disengage worked. It's basically exactly like, or it's similar to dash, where you basically have to dash before you move, and then your movement is doubled. This one is you disengage before you move, but then you can move your full movement without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, as long as you take your action to disengage.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I was asking, did he disengage when he backed up? Or was he stepping back so that he could have better swinging range?
It was going to be the latter, but he doesn't really need to. He's just going to try and slash. Slashing at the bunny.
Bunny slash. I'm back to 25 AC.
13. That is a miss.
I'm bouncing off my buckler.
Boink.
With grace.
With grace.
Second attack. That is a miss.
He spins the halberd beside me. I let the snakes on my arm just sort of drape like a bull fighter's cape and just throw it to the side.
And then
What's up,
Gil was
Pete?
like, "Ow, dick."
He could lose some. He's fine.
That was my
The
toe.
Scyther resistant.
Yeah, they're resistant to damage too, aren't they? Don't they take half damage? Because you're
Yeah,
a swarm?
it's. Let's see. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Immune to charmed, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, restrained, and stunned.
I need to look up what size a swarm of rats is, because if you turn into a swarm of rats, then
Same.
Vic can control you. Vic has a pipe of sewer rats.
Oh,
It
cool.
specifically says he can gain control of swarms of rats.
Neat.
So the Meridian's the only one still up, right?
Affirmative.
Whose turn is it, since he missed?
Mine.
It is Vic's turn. The message to you continues.
Oh, the message spell.
Yep.
Does it continue?
Lulu, distracted, Narzagon, is on her way back to you.
Do I
So
have
Lulu
Lulu's
distracted
coming back.
somebody and is on her way back to us.
Yeah.
The way that message spell works, you can respond telepathically up to, I believe, 10 words.
Be careful, and we'll see you soon, sweetheart.
Okay, what would you like to do for your turn?
I'm going to sneak attack the Meridian with a crossbow.
Okay.
Let me go to just D&D Beyond.
Yeah, Jaime, you failed by introducing me to the whole powerful things to do in D&D 5e YouTube guy. When you showed me the whole cats thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Girk's sniping combo that he's currently using came from him.
Ah.
So is your. I saw he did the one with Homunculus Servant and your gun.
Oh, yeah? I'm going to have to look for that. I haven't seen
Yeah.
that one. Maybe he's. I'm curious now.
he's-
Damn it! You never should have told me that. He might have something more powerful. That guy
That's
has
where
a
I
lot of
got.
shit.
That's where I got Spike Growth and Thorn Whip.
Nice. He's got shit I've never thought of, and I've thought of a lot, dude.
Dude, he's good.
He was the
Dude.
frost giant comment that I made a little bit ago for a
Gotcha.
CR0 character.
Ah, gotcha. To that end, Jaime, I was going to suggest to you, YouTube guy, Bob World Builder.
I will write that down. Has anyone else noticed a secret button on D&D Beyond?
What secret button?
Above the anvil,
Yeah.
in the same line as collections, game rules, and sources. If you're in the character builder, if you're on your character sheet, and you hover your mouse above or in the space that is above the anvil on the same line as the main menu thing, there is a little, there's a little like rainbow thing, and when you hover over it, it says click to enable party time.
Yeah, but when you click on it on my end, it's not doing
out
anything.
here.
I can't click on it in the app because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
never figured out what it does, except make the page load slow.
I feel like I remember enable party time. I vaguely feel like I've seen that button before too, now that I think about it. And it not doing anything.
Okay, I have a question. Rolling with advantage. What was it that I had to press?
Shift.
Hold shift while you click. Were you testing?
Yeah, that was. I don't know. That was a. It was a really good roll, but that was a test. I was holding out shift and it only threw one die.
Let's see if I can find the log. Yeah, it did
That
not
sounds
roll out with advantage, I don't think. I feel like it would tell you if it did. Weird. I don't know.
I'll just roll it. I'll just roll it twice and take the best one.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right, so that
Yeah.
one's 24. I take the 24.
Okay, so 24.
Does that hit?
Yes.
Alrighty.
I was about to say, I fucking hope it does.
How do I apply the attack? Oh no,
Bengali's on voice.
right, I remember. Roll that.
Bye.
8 plus
Oh, and you could have
10.
bounced your hex as a bonus action without casting a new spell slot. Hex is a bonus action because the other target died. You could bounce it over.
Okay. Okay.
So you would do a further bonus d6 if you did that.
So 8. I'm at 18.
That's with your sneak attack?
Affirmative.
Plus 6 is 24.
Yep.
24
hit.
damage.
Okay, and this devil is
From
down.
a crossbow.
I had to use magic missile to make that shit happen.
I just, found this crossbow laying over here, and I thought I'd try it out. It works out pretty cool. Hey, look, there's even ammo on the ground for it.
As that one drops, I would suggest to my coat of snakes, we need to find somewhere to take cover and rest, basically. We have been exposed too long. The battle was a lot of noises. Others may come. And what matters now is the child's safe. Originally, I was going to suggest we go back to base, but I guess Lulu's on her way. So
Yes, but do you know that as your character yet?
not yet. So I was saying that out of game, not in game. If I was saying it in game, it'd be different. Yeah, I would just say we need to find cover, really, to recover. Out of game, Keith, so you know, the whole me bringing up the Lulu being on her way thing is me politely trying to not do what my character wants to do. My character, not knowing that Lulu's on her way, would be like, I'm sorry, but we've got to go back. Like, we're worn the fuck out, yada, yada. Anyways, that's counterproductive to the game. So I'm biting the bullet on roleplay of my character's personality just a little bit to smooth the going forward of the game. I'm not going to do necessarily what my character would do so that I can smooth forward the rolling of the game. But you're right. I don't know.
I was more getting towards you could smooth that over by bringing it up out loud, and then
Vic chimes in. Yeah. Right now, I'm talking to the snake because the snake's the only thing nearby.
Fair enough.
That's all. So, I mean, I technically am bringing it up out loud. I just don't think Girk can hear me from where he is unless he comes walking up. Which, I mean,
That's
he
my first
probably
thought.
would. Huh?
I was gonna say that was my first wild
Mhm.
shape in a while. After we
Yeah, that's
downed
one of the reasons why I wanted you to do it, man.
Yeah. Now that we've downed the fourth guy, I would just go back to elf form.
Slither off me into elf form.
Yeah.
Then, if you're slithering off me into elf form, I would use that time to motion for Girk to join us. And I would say, we need to get off the streets. I know that there is at least a party of ghouls out here still looking to strike out, but if we can take a moment to rest, we must. Moreover, I am not a fan of the fact that Lulu is not with us. Out of game, I don't know if you guys remember, but he doesn't trust her. So.
Oh yeah.
He's also
Hall of Fame,
terrified
yeah.
of her.
I'm not terrified of her.
You were the last place I was at in the videos.
I know how powerful she is. But I don't trust her worth a damn. Not yet. Actually, at the end of this fight, when we encounter her, well, now the fight's over, but you know what I mean. When we encounter her, that's, now that I know she's on her way out of game, that's what I'm saving my true alignment swap for. I'm waiting for her to show up, though. So right now, I'm just kind of coping with it and reeling with it. And I say, I do not trust that she is not with us. On top of that, her memories were only just returning. Who knows what she may decide to remember next? Perhaps she'll remember her loyalty. We must recover her. Girk, this is your chance to tell me she's on her way.
I'm sorry.
This is your chance to tell me that Lulu's on her way here.
That's right. That was all telepathic. You guys didn't hear that.
None of it.
Oh, there's something you're missing. Just a small piece of information you guys are missing.
Wait, when you say this, do you take your mask off? No, you don't even
Yeah.
have to be there. You have a Rocky Talkie I created, and I have a Rocky Talkie that I created. They're specifically connected to each other.
Fair enough.
Technically, yours is attached to your bumper stick, but your bumper sheet. So you don't have to take your mask off. You could stay behind the cloud of smoke and tell us this, and it's literally pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's exactly what I'm doing. If I have to make a minor illusion that you guys didn't know about so you can't see me, that's what I'm gonna do.
He uses minor
Yeah.
illusion to throw his voice when he talks so that we hear it coming from someone else. I just break Girk.
It's gonna sound. I'm gonna make it sound and look like the dead body of the Merovingian is.
Merovingian. I love it. You're Drax now. Sorry. Harpulary batteries.
It's gonna make it look like he's saying it, but yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're missing one bit of information. She's on her way here. She'll be here soon. She got a little distracted, otherwise she'd already be here.
Interesting. And I look over at the pile of bodies, and I say, we need to find, at the mess of bodies in the street, and I say, we need to find cover sooner rather than later, or make our move towards the ghouls. It is up to you guys. And then as I'm looking at all of them, Jaime, I can use my passives if you feel like I need to make like an investigate check. I totally will. Some of them were succeeding on their saves. I'm just curious, who looks the closest to potentially coming back to life? To stabilizing. Would I have to make a check? Are they breathing? Is the breathing beginning to stabilize? Anything like that?
What is your passive?
So I have passive 17 in intelligence. I'm sorry, in insight and perception. Let me check. I just want to make sure I got this right. Sorry, I have passive 15 in perception, passive 15 in insight, but a passive 20 in investigation.
I will go ahead and give it to you then. Number 1 looks like it is the closest to recovering.
Okay. Then as I'm saying, we need to find. I hesitate, and I literally do my curb stomp thing to all of the other ones. Just smear, smear, smear. But that one, I walk over to it, and I actually wait to see if it comes back. I'm not gonna bring it back and kill it, but if it comes back, we might have a conversation, because I know it's got to stabilize first, and then hit 1 hit point before it would even wake up. But if it stabilizes, Gilwin's still got good berries. I can give him 1 good berry to give him 1 hit point.
It's stabilized.
Gilvin. No, what would I say? Mongrel. Over here, sir. Might I have one of those berries you're so fond of? Don't you still have some left from your previous
I know.
casting?
I don't
you make
know
10.
if I.
Well, shit, spend a spell
Yeah.
slot.
I don't remember the last time I cast it. I think it's been 2 weeks because we had that week of downtime. So
No,
I
you
haven't
cast it for the survivors of the. So literally this morning, you cast it for the survivors of the general store. I thought, or did you cast it for? No, you cast it for the man and his family. He needed food.
We had
Literally,
also
he was
sent him on
selling
his way
his soul for food.
Yeah.
But that's when
Yeah.
you made it.
Yeah, that's right. All
That
right.
was literally one of the last things that happened that day.
Yeah, that's right.
So you should have some berries on you. However, I'm a firm believer if it's not on your character sheet, it doesn't exist. So if you didn't write it down somewhere, how many you have left, I'd probably tell you to recast it. But
Well, I was wondering what my missing first level spell slot was.
it was good berries.
Yeah. So
Also,
still have at
frankly,
least
I'm
a couple.
down like 9 hit points. So frankly, I could use like 9 of those. But that's me.
I mean, I've probably given him 3. So what is it? 12, 10. Here, I just hand you whatever.
If you become a life cleric, you can make those heal for like 5 instead of 1. In which case, you have 50 points of healing for a first level spell.
Yeah. How about I just cast Healing Word on you, and then give you the berry that I already had left over?
If you're casting, is Healing Words an AoE, isn't it? Or is it just single targeting?
Let me look.
I don't care if you heal me. I mean, whatever. I hope you heal me. But
Creature of
I
your
care
choice.
more about getting
You
the
can-
berry for that guy.
Yeah, I
Hell,
give you the berry
Girk could literally walk up because he's a celestial warlock, which Girk, so you know these things are not tabulated. Your warlock stuff is not tabulated on your character sheet because there's no way to tabulate it. It is going to be written in the notes on your character sheet on Beyond, and you'll just have to manually do it until we get it on Fantasy Grounds. But you have celestial warlock, right? That's celestial is what you chose?
Right.
Okay, you have 2d6 worth of healing you can do per day, where you literally lay on hands and you could choose to deal 1 dice of healing or 2 dice of healing, just so you know.
All right.
But if
right
we have a 1 hit point berry is all we need. So
Well,
I don't want it to have more than 1 hit point.
I gave you the berry for the thing. I'm casting Healing Word on you for 8 hit points.
8 hit points. Fuck yeah, I'm only 1 hit point down. Thank you, sir. Jaime, I shove a berry in the thing's mouth. I like wiggle his teeth around. Like I'll put it under his teeth and like crunch it with my hands. I don't care. Squeeze his throat to see if he tries to swallow it. But I want him to get to 1 hit point if I can. In this time, I would like to ask Gilwin for guidance, and I would like to ask Girk for bardic inspiration.
Okay, quick role play question though. Um, being that I'm new to being a bard, how would you guys know that I would be able to bestow that upon you?
Because you're a bard. You've been a bard for a whole level. And you've already bestowed it on 2 other players.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You did it with interpretive dance. Though I'm actually out of game asking you to do it with your pipe flute. But I know you don't like making sounds, so. But I gave you the pipes of the sewers for a reason. But I get it. Either way, I'm asking for inspiration because I'm about to make an intimidation check against this guy.
I'm not speaking, I'm just breathing. I can play the flute.
Then, bro, I walked in here, all the shit that I did, dodging the attacks and shit, I felt really like Iron Man in that first movie when he has to deal with the tank.
Right.
When he first becomes Iron Man, that's how that scene played out in my mind. So we shove a berry down this guy's throat. Jaime, does he wake up?
He does.
As he's waking up, he hears a flute playing Coolio's Gangster's Paradise. I lean over into his face.
There
And
are
I say-
fireworks in the sky, and it suddenly looks like Michelle Pfeiffer.
And I lean over and I straight up remove my mask and I look this devil dead in the eye. And I say, Zariel, she has a contract on this place. As a scribe of the ancient words, I know that law demands an accounting of these souls, which means if you have orders to collect, you have the tabulary. So I ask you one singular question. If I accept your answer, you live. If I do not accept your answer, no one does. So I approach you under the laws that all beings who follow the law, live under. The law of survival. If you wish to survive, tell me. How many children reside within the gates of El Terrell at this moment?
You know I can't give an exact number, right?
I know you can't as a DM. I assume he can. Which we could totally say it's a role play thing that he gives me a number. I don't know how many survivors exist, and I'm kind of hoping the book tells me that there is a number of survivors. I'm not planning on going out and hunting them. This is a simple role play moment of me asking a question. So you can just say out of game a lot, a little, only a handful. Like I would take a descriptive role play sort of answer on this from the out of game perspective. Yeah.
He speaks in infernal.
I turn to Fixed Cloud, and I don't even turn. I hold my hand open towards Fixed Cloud, going, brother, you're going to hand me that mug of yours, basically. Because if I can make this devil, because if the devil takes a drink from the mug, the devil will speak in Celestial, and I'll understand what he's saying.
I can understand what he's saying. I can relay it to you.
Oh, you speak Infernal?
I do.
Okay, well then my hand is just held out backwards to you. What did Girk hear? It's okay.
I'm just going to give an arbitrary number at this point.
Like I say, you don't have to give me a number at all. You could be like a lot, a little.
Well, there's a reason why I'm trying to pick a number.
Gotcha.
You have a, oh, just a, never mind.
163 and counting down every day.
Right. I say, then I have. Oh, do you relate? How do you relate that to me, Kirk?
Um, under 200. 100. He said 163 and counting. Basically, every
Ziggy set
day.
a timer for 14 minutes.
I lean forward
15 minutes.
just close enough to have my face next to his. Like if he's laying on the ground, it's the whole idea of like if he wasn't a devil, I would be holding like the collar of his shirt and my head's next to his so that my mouth is right next to his ear, that sort of situation. And I know he's a spined devil creature and he could attack me. Don't care. I have him down like that and I roll my intimidation and I say, I have one more question, just one. How fast can you and your friends run? I mean, because we, just wiped out his party and then waited for him to come back to deal with this, can I ask and request for advantage on this intimidation?
Sure.
For nat 18, which gives me, it didn't tabulate because sometimes that happens, a 22, but I'm also going to roll a d6 and a d4. 22, 27 on my intimidate. And I know that most of the other devils have had immune to frightened. I'm not necessarily trying to apply the frightened condition. But like I say, I approached him under the law of survival. Like, it's under that threat. This is me saying, like, if you want to survive, get out of my way. Do I relay that with a 27?
You do. And spine devils aren't immune to fear.
Oh, solid. Well, I know some devils are, so I do want to clarify when I use intimidation. I'm not necessarily trying to apply a frightened condition sometimes. I'm just trying to relay a message. So, yeah, does he run?
Yes, he takes the equivalent of a dash action and flies away. You are free to make an attack of opportunity if you want.
No, I'm lawful. I said he could go. I said I wouldn't kill him. But I want to be clear. I said I wouldn't. Anybody that can take a shot at him is more than welcome to, but I ain't. I kind of like the idea that he carries that threat back to somebody. Like I said, how fast can you and your friends run? A fluffy ass bunny just threatened me with a 27 fucking intimidate. That's just shy of legendary. Over hard by 7 points. While Gangster's Paradise was playing in the background.
On a flute.
On a pan flute. And then I start walking to the nearest building that would give us cover that's near our script. Our, the Lulu would know to go to that point situation. And hopefully the party keeps up with me and or attacks the other guy. That's up to them. Pass turn. I don't know. I did my threat that I wanted to do.
Okay, Gilwin, Fick, what are you planning on doing?
Not much.
I like the... Oh, hi, Nick. Can I get... I am going to ask. That was a solid role play for me. Can I get inspiration for that? If not, it's cool.
Did you already use your inspiration?
Did I get one from earlier? I never heard
I
if
said
got
yes.
One. Oh, my apologies. Well, then I've got one. I didn't hear that. Never mind. I was trying, because I wasn't sure if I got one from the beginning, I was wanting to make sure I used a role play moment to try to take one now. So, cool. All right, then, yeah. I walk off kind of respectfully and let them handle it. Kirk, Gilwin, what's up?
My vote is rest up because I'm pretty low on spells.
Little
That
man, your
sounds like
mom's
a
on.
good idea. If we need to wait, no, we're on a timetable, aren't we?
Computer, stop. What do you mean, Gert?
Weren't we on a time crunch that we had to keep going?
Should be.
The pack of ghouls are out hunting. That was the only other time constrainted item. Otherwise, then there's a generic time crunch.
Wow, you digitized really bad.
Love
My
you.
bad. Give me a second. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
I can.
Hear what?
Rude. It sucks. I can see the map that you are streaming, Keith, but I can't like zoom in on it. I can put it on my screen width-wise, but I can't get it to rotate.
Huh, that's funny.
Got it. Huzzah, I have access to the map. You guys there?
Yeah.
Affirmative.
Okay, everybody got quiet.
My
Everybody got quiet after Gert. Oh, that's funny.
my special rapier, not here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's not. Your items are not added to Beyond yet. I said that.
Oh, okay. Because that one's a +9 to hit and does way more damage.
Yeah, I just had you at the crossbow range because it was guaranteed advantage. I wanted to introduce you to a battle tactic that you had at your that you had access to that you didn't that none of us knew you realized you had access to.
That is going to be like ridiculously overused.
I just see you posting up on top of one of these rooftops.
In a cloud of smoke, just popping people.
Bro, you could just be a ball of smoke in the air.
Right?
You could put it on the square of air beneath you while you hover in the air and then fire through that so that no one ever has line of sight on you. I just realized. You're welcome. Because I forgot you had a way to fly.
I do, and I can fly faster than those damn devils too.
Well, yeah, because you're a fucking rogue and you can multi-move anyways. All right, so we deal with the bodies and we get off the street. Where do we go?
You enter a nearby building, not the one that the ghasts were devouring the family in, but a nearby one nonetheless. And I guess you sit and wait, or take a moment to catch your breath while you await Lulu.
Do we spend it like an actual short rest, like an hour in here?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna actually go to my character sheet and spend a short rest. Not that it matters, but I'll take my short rest and put myself back at full hit points. Because during a short rest, you can spend your healing dice, your HP dice. That also means I get shit like my action surge back. I don't even have to do that. Oh well, I've already done it. I forgot I can spend second wind once per short rest and heal myself. Huzzah, short rest. Arcane recovery, I recover a spell slot. Only one. Once per day. Everybody's super quiet.
I'm typing.
Sorry,
Accidentally closed out my character sheet because I went to close out Fantasy Grounds and closed out Beyond instead.
Yeah, if we find cover and make camp, I mean, I guess it's up to you. What happens next? We're waiting for the Lulus.
Yeah, I'm
I've got about
working
an
on
hour
setting that
left.
up. Okay. Keith. What is your character's name?
Druzzl.
It is Druzzl?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Druzzl. Basically, basically you've been, for the most part, helping out with some of the survivors that have been basically escorted to your camp. Everyone here is at the encampment has moved over to a corner store, and they are basically picking and sifting through trying to get any additional resources that they possibly can, looking for anything that could be remotely useful here. While more and more survivors and non-combatants make their way to the camp. Lulu, after Boss Stone and his entourage have gone off to basically scout ahead, Lulu noticed something and went to go investigate. You come to find out later, when she returns, that she, well, according to her, there was a Narzagon that was riding atop a nightmare. And knowing how dangerous that they could be, she did her best to lead it astray. And she believes that she got it lost in the north side of town.
Okay.
She wants to rejoin the main scouting party and would like for you to accompany her.
Sure.
Which, by the way, that's what she looks like.
Yeah, I've been watching the videos.
Hey, Aragorn, we have a dangerous quest that my friends are on, and I need to go out there. So are you going to come?
Pretty much.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Just literally, sure.
Sure. Why not? Sounds like a time.
That's a thing I can do.
Ziggy, stop.
They haven't invented TV yet. Why not?
One of
Solid
the other people in the caravan, his name is Nilhan, and he approaches you as you're getting ready to set out with Lulu. He, for the most part, keeps to himself and kind of goes off and explores the nearby area. And when he approaches you, he hands you a piece of paper.
Hey, can I read what's written on it?
Oh, absolutely.
And that is
It is. I've actually sent the message to. Or I've sent the message to you and or MDMs. It says, make sure this information gets to Boss Stone. It doesn't have to be this paper, but make sure he understands what is coming up.
Okay. And I know that Boss Stone in this instance is Fick.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the
Wanna
meantime,
make sure.
no.
I
You know
think-
that
okay.
it's either Fick or you know that it is Visage.
That's right. You haven't met Fick yet.
So it's one or the other. Which one you would
Yeah,
know the
it's
names
Visage.
attached to for Stone. But not both.
Okay.
So it's up to you. I'd throw it out there that you know that he's attached to one of those names. So Visage is his marionette masked form, and then Stone is Fick.
Okay.
either way, I'll try and send regular information as to the caravan's whereabouts and well-beings to the forward group, so everyone is understanding what's going on. Is there anything you need before you go?
We need a wish each.
I don't think I can bring that. Sorry, I've been in listen mode all night. I got to switch over to RP mode.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I had to make my character, or most of my character anyway. I think I'm missing a few things, but
I know
most
that
of those are just informational.
normally I would have tried to cut the combat, because I know that gets a little bit long with your roleplay, but I know that you were working on your character stuff, so I was just kind of letting you do your thing in the background.
Let's see here. So I've got my warhammer and my crossbow on my back. I can't think of anything that I would need. Can you think of anything that the group would need? Is what I ask him. Nelhan.
Well, I think we found I believe that we found an alchemy kit that can be used for healing potions. It's not much, but we might have someone here that is trained in potion brewing that can make some use out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll make that probably won't be good for your forward scouting troop, but we'll make sure to try and send some periodically to you.
Awesome. Those
Yes,
sound
That's awesome.
useful.
Bring some spell slots.
Guys, I think that means we actually have to send resources back to them for brewing potions for us.
Cool. It's a side goal. I'm down.
All right. Well, I will take that information and link back up with Lulu, and we'll head out.
Before, as you're ending your conversation with Nilhan, you feel a slight tug on your pants.
All right, I'm gonna look down.
There is a little pseudo dragon that is looking up at you.
I forgot about the pseudo dragon.
What the crap is this?
Do you say that? I really see your character being like, what the crap?
No, I'd probably look down and go,
Hello, can I help you?
kind of.
Nimble requests that you bring something shiny for Nimble. Because Nimble is awesome. And Nimble likes shiny.
Say yes.
Do I have something shiny that I can just give him?
Well, he probably
Give him a
wouldn't say
gold.
no to something shiny.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Oh.
We're not with him anyways.
Yeah, he's back at camp.
He's back at camp. Bro, you're a dwarf. Pull out a piece of gold, crack it with your hammer, and turn it into something shiny for him. I don't know if you have what things you've got training in.
That's kind of racist, Carl. Damn.
Have you met Rowan?
Oh yeah, never mind. Haha.
He would absolutely immediately assume the dwarf knew how to craft something.
So, ironically, the dwarf is proficient in the herbalism kit.
Really?
And yes.
Yeah, he's the only one that can make potions correctly.
And in the cartography kit. Because why not maps?
Oh, but you could probably pull something out of your cartography kit to give him. There's probably all sorts of brass, different little things
I
in
know,
there.
right?
Just give him a silver piece.
Yeah, I'll just give him a gold piece.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna say shiny. You want shiny, and I'm gonna dig into a pouch and pull out a coin and flip it towards him.
He excitedly
And we'll-
catches it,
We'll make sure to try to find some more.
excited nods, and then he scampers over to his bag and slips it in before closing it, revealing its grinning visage.
Nice.
The pseudo dragon is officially the party quartermaster when Fick's not around. He's too
Wait,
adorable not to be
so-
the party baker.
So, can the pseudo dragon actually speak?
He speaks telepathically somewhat.
Okay.
It's more you get feelings off of him.
I mean, I won't
And
really have
intent.
it until next level anyway. But
Oh, that's a good question. That's right. He was wondering if he needed speak with animals to speak to it. Because
Right.
at next level, he'll get access to speak with animals.
Oh, neat. Yeah,
I get that just for being a gnome.
Nimble is one of the NPCs that's in the Caravan of Boss Stone chat.
Oh, yeah. Check that chat out. It's descriptions of some of the characters that Jaime has, the NPCs that Jaime has in there.
There's also a mimic in there.
Yeah, there is, in fact, a mimic in there.
We've made friends with more than one mimic though.
We have 2 mimics. We have the one in the party, and then Felix has a pet tiny one.
The one that is in the caravan, he is Treasurer Chester, the treasure chest.
Yeah.
And I see him and the pseudo dragon being friends.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
him trying to eat the pseudo dragon, and the pseudo dragon regularly being, Chester, stop it! They have sort of a Garfield and Odie relationship.
Yeah.
The chest is Odie.
Yes.
Actually, now I can't unsee the chest as Odie. I completely forgot about that mimic.
You know what? I think the two people that I pissed off that are angry at me, I think I want them to be Nathaniel and Fenkira. And then I want Daniel as my friend from long ago.
Okay. Donnell is actually the one who, or Donnell is actually a contact for
For
Fick as well, and
Yep.
is worshiping him as a god.
Of course he is. That's fine.
He's his first disciple.
True worshiper.
Yep. So Girk rolled carousing, got a nat 20 on his carousing. So he's like, I want a paladin in the party that accepts that I'm a god. Or a priest in
Plus
the party that
paid
accepts that I'm a god.
Plus paid 100 gold for an additional 10. So he got a 30.
Yeah. So in the end, he got to pick a follower, and then basically has a favor. The follower owes him a favor right now. Because it's an ally contact. Technically, if Girk spends the favor point, he loses the ally, but like, that's not how it actually works. Like, it becomes you just have to role play with him again to get more favor points and expand
Right.
your relationship.
Use the
Okay.
favor point to have him recruit somebody new.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to do when we get back to my circle.
Druid circle.
Yeah.
I still think you probably brought some of your druid circle with us, in which case Jaime needs to put a druid in there. Hell, it's very possible you've met
There is
Keith's
a druid.
character from before game, because it's very possible because he's a druidic ranger. He took druidic as his
Yeah.
fighting style. So he very easily could be one of your circle members that you met before this whole thing went on. If you guys want to
actually-
role play that you guys have known each other.
Changed that to duelist
Oh.
because I was able to get the cantrips that I wanted from Warlock.
Oh, well, never mind.
So I'm now a duelist.
How did you get Thorn Whip from Warlock?
I got Lightning Lash.
Oh, yeah, the crap version.
Well, so we're theming me after Thunder. It made more sense.
You're not wrong. I accept it.
How's that the worst version?
What's the difference?
Between Thorn Whip and Lightning Lash. So Thorn Whip has a 30-foot range, and when it hits, it drags them 10 feet and it deals damage. Lightning Lash has a 15-foot range. When it hits, there's a saving throw to see if you drag them, and it only deals damage if you move them within 5 feet of you. It does deal higher damage, though. It does a D8 as opposed to a D6. Upcast,
So
when
with
you
spike
grow to
growth-
level 5 to 2D8 to
Right.
But
stand-
combined, he still can drag into spike growth and still get the bonus damage on spike growth. It's just, like I say, it's the crap Thorn Whip.
Yeah.
Just like Firebolt is the crap Eldritch Blast. Sorry, guys. I spent a lot of time studying the game.
It's fine, dude.
The spells Dan from Street Fighter would use.
Okay, so Keith.
Yes.
Next.
Next I gather Lulu, or Lulu gathers me, and we leave.
All right, sounds good. All right. On your way to their last known location, Nilhan also passes on that apparently they've been using markers to illustrate their path. So keep an eye out for those in the street.
What do your dwarf eyes see?
Right?
We're very fast
Hang
sprinters.
on. As we're walking along and whatnot, I'm gonna kind of disappear off into the brush a little bit and then reappear without my mask. So you never see me take it off.
Well, we're currently in a hideout, so you definitely would have had the time to do that.
Yeah. So I am thick right now, and I speak.
That's the reason why I asked the question as to who he was told to go find. So that works.
Oh, okay.
It was a
So
message
anyways,
to give to
continuing.
Boss Stone.
Yep, which you know to be Fick. Or you know that Fick can relay it. One of the two. It's kind of how it works. We try to leave it ambivalent as to who Boss Stone is, while simultaneously claiming the title of Boss Stone whenever something needs to get done. Did I say ambivalent? I meant ambiguous.
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 I was having a Goonies moment. Ambivalent. You mean ambiguous? That's what I said. Ambivalent.
Ambiguous.
Okay. On your way to encounter them, you hear some heavy footsteps. These sound like they're in a rush, and they are fast approaching your position.
Me or the group?
You.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you had to listen to us for a while. Now we get to listen to you.
Fast approaching.
Thud, 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 thud. Actually, I feel like it's probably more like the thud, the thud, the thud, the thud.
Yeah. I'm going to try to hide real quick.
That
I'm
is
gonna
fair.
try to hide and see what it is. Behind, what do I see nearby that I can hide behind?
Go ahead and roll go ahead and roll perception.
Sure. Of course.
That's fine.
Nice.
I bet the stealth roll is going to be a net 1.
Right.
With that perception roll.
Okay. So there's a bunch of barrels and boxes. Lulu is also looking around, but she doesn't seem to have noticed the boxes or the barrels.
She's tiny, right?
She is small, not tiny.
She's small.
So she's your size. Because aren't you small?
I'm
No,
I thought dwarves were medium.
Dwarves are
were
considered
medium.
medium, but they have the movement
Oh.
speed of a small creature.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're a small medium.
heavy.
Got it. You're a schmedium.
As long as I'm not a small medium at large, I think I'm good.
Well, we're kind of encouraging upon hell, so we're kind of at large. So you are, in fact, a small medium at large.
Sweet.
Nice.
I passed my inspiration on to him, Jaime.
Are you
serious.
psychic by
Don't
any
laugh.
by any stretch of the imagination?
Am I what?
Are
Are
you
you
psychic?
psychic?
Because you're a medium.
No.
No, he's not psychic.
I thought about it. I thought about going great old one specifically to be able to.
He doesn't handle
telepathically.
psionics, but he handles key, which is the same thing.
That's true.
Lulu is actually telepathic.
She's a
So
small medium
between
at
the
heart.
two of you, you guys are a small medium at large. She's
I'm gonna
small.
get-
You're a medium creature. She can mount you. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get her attention, unless she's by chance sitting on my shoulder, and point out the barrels and go try to hide behind them.
She can actually fly.
I sort of now have this mental
that
image of her
doesn't
riding around on
necessarily
his
mean-
back, though.
That doesn't necessarily mean that she wants to be flying.
Fair enough.
I picture a medium-sized dog, or a small-sized dog, basically. Well, actually, she's a small creature, so a medium-sized dog, as an elephant, and he's just like holding her in his arms. That's what I picture.
I mean, it works.
Right?
It'd be like Susan and Little Man, because Susan's definitely a medium-sized dwarf. And Little Man is definitely a small creature, but also a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
Do I
So
need to
visually, for me, it's not hard for me to like picture this.
No.
Okay. She sees where you're pointing and immediately bolts towards the boxes and crates.
Yeah, I'm right behind her.
Because you rolled a nat 20 on that perception, I'll go ahead and give you advantage on your stealth roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see it in time to really hide. Or hear it in time.
One
to
of those
really
was a
hide.
2. 14 on stealth.
Okay.
I told you. I told you.
And I guess I should probably roll that for Lulu too. Oh no.
Well, she should get advantage too, because he helped her hide.
Fair. Well,
Of course, I'm suddenly realizing Hulu hears a monster coming. I have seen her be like, "Nah, fuck that," and drop some shit with her trumpet. So I don't know if she would.
You know what? As we were running over there, I'm going to cast guidance on her
To buff her stealth.
to buff her stealth.
okay. What does guidance do?
So she gets an extra D4.
She can
Okay,
choose
an
to
extra
spend
D4.
on that.
Or she can save it. That is true.
She has a D4 to spend on a save, ability check, whatever, an attack roll.
She's
Not
gonna save it.
Last.
No, it's just ability checks, I think.
Yeah, it's ability check, and it's lasts up to a minute, I think. Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
it.
guidance is just ability.
Yeah.
She's gonna save it, and unfortunately, her idea of hiding behind the burrows is like
Barreling through them.
no.
Tucking her head and leaving her ass hanging out.
I was going to say being behind them, but flying just over the level of them.
So that you see the wings flapping and just her eyes over the top.
Yep.
Nice.
Basically,
Okay.
even with advantage, she rolled a 3.
Oh.
It wouldn't matter if she'd have used her guidance
Nope,
anyways.
that's
She
why
was
she
not
saved
hiding. Even she went, "I'm not hiding here."
But I have barrels in the way of my vital organ.
You also hear her take in a deep breath.
Oh boy.
Do I know that she can trumpet?
She's an elephant.
Okay. Do I know?
But have you seen her use her power?
elephants?
No. Oh, that you can roll the check on.
What is that check?
Let's see, as a celestial, I
That would be
believe.
Nature or Arcana. Jaime, it's a magical creature. It'd probably be Arcana. I'm sorry, you made me roll religion to identify her.
She is an
because she's a
outsider.
celestial creature.
She's a celestial.
Yeah.
So what was the roll?
Religion.
Religion.
Well, this would be great.
Either way, it comes down to it's an intelligence check to identify her, and then you got to figure out which skill applies. I think my next lore drop next game session will be nature, religion, arcana, so that we can have a reading of it.
So I believe that these knowledge skills typically will be intelligence based.
Mhm.
So, what is your intelligence modifier?
0.
Oh,
So I rolled a 7.
that you're not trained in religion.
Nope.
Okay, that's surprising for a cleric.
He's not a
Right?
cleric, he's a ranger.
not a
He just
cleric, I'm
happens
a
to have
ranger.
taken a level of cleric.
Oh,
It just puts
oh.
cleric first because it's in first in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, technically speaking, currently he's a monk.
Currently, I'm a
but
monk.
ranger is his main class.
That's an interesting combination.
They all use the same stats.
Fair.
And I can use my warhammer as a monk weapon.
Because of the monk archetype he chose.
Kinsey?
Yep.
Nice.
Which means wielding the warhammer also gives him a +2 to his armor class.
And when I then punch somebody with my offhand, because I'm wielding my warhammer, it gives me a +2 to AC.
Yep. And then on top of that, because he's got 1 level of cleric, he can cast Shield of Faith to give him another 2 to his AC. So while wearing no armor, he gets Dex plus Wisdom plus 4.
I'll be at 19 without the unarmed attack, and I'd be at 21 with the unarmed attack.
So as long as he attacks
With
while
the shield.
holding that weapon in his hand, he gets a 21 AC without wearing any armor.
And the shield's up.
And yeah, if Shield of Faith is up. If Shield of Faith is not up, because he took because he's a ranger, he casts Hunter's Mark on his target and concentrates on it instead of concentrating on his shield, and does a bonus D6 damage to everything he punches as a monk.
Hey, Carl.
Yep.
I only have a 15 armor class. Is there any way that I can fix that?
Your leather armor probably isn't currently equipped. And if it is, yeah, there's some. Well, you should technically have a 16 because another +1 coming from your dagger, your fang, your toothpick. Sorry, your toothpick.
Okay.
That gives you a +1 to your AC. That's not currently being calculated on your character sheet. I don't know if you currently have your leather armor equipped, but if you do have your leather armor equipped, then that's what your AC currently is 16. That said, as far as increasing your AC, none of the classes you have currently taken gives you the ability to use a shield or to cast Shield of Faith or anything like that. But if you really want to break your character, you need to find a way to get your strength to 13 and take 2 levels of paladin.
Okay.
Just 2 levels of paladin. That's it. Hell, you friended a paladin. Use paladin as one of your downtime training classes.
I need
If
a
you do
strength
this,
to...
you will get access to heavy armor, medium armor, and light armor, as well as a shield that you can have proficiency in. However, a 2nd level paladin spells casting is done with charisma, which is the same as your bard. On top of that, 2nd level paladin will have access to a fighting style, which you could choose a fighting style then, which you should choose 2 weapon fighting because you have a rapier in your on hand and a rapier dagger in your offhand. So then your 2 attacks a turn will also include your stat damage.
Paladins don't have access to 2 weapon fighting.
They don't have weapons? Okay, well then you would still have access to something like blind fighting or cleric, which would give you so Blessed Warrior, which is the cleric fighting style, gives you access to 2 cleric cantrips, which means
Can
you
we
could
talk
take...
about this later?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Long and short, getting to the final punchline of that so that we can move on from it is Divine Smite. Divine Smite would let you spend your spell slots to do bonus D8s of damage the same way you do sneak attack, but D8s stacked on top of your D6s.
Groovy. Sorry.
On top of your sneak attack.
Yep, they stack together.
Okay. So you're hiding behind the crates and the barrels. And blitzing past your position in this alleyway is a familiar looking lizard folk. He is running as fast as he can with what looks like a little girl in his arms. And
last session I compared him to an alligator. Now I compare him to a velociraptor, a humanoid velociraptor.
And as he's passing, everything feels like it kind of goes in slow motion. Like, he is still just a blur, but you see for a split second his head just turns in your direction for a moment before he continues looking forward and blasting just right past.
So, bro, whatever your stealth was, he saw you guys.
Well, but here's the thing: were we hiding from him, or were we fighting
the
from
thudding
what
sound.
he's running from?
The thudding sound you were hiding from was his feet. He's running.
Okay. Next question: was he coming from the direction that we were going, or from camp?
From the direction you were going.
So he's
Towards
heading back towards camp.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Where is my passives?
I know it would slow him down meeting up with us, but I totally would not be offended if he went with Thurkir back to camp to like make sure he got there safely.
So with a 17 passive insight, do I get anything from him as he passes, and do I get anything from Lulu as to?
Oh yeah, Lulu knows him, so
Yeah. Well, I know that out of game, but
yeah, but I'm just restating it. Sorry, I said, oh yeah, it was me realizing.
Okay. You said passive insight 17?
yes.
Yes. You get a couple of things. Number one, he is on a mission.
Yeah, we all know, don't get in Thurkir's way when he's on a mission. I stand by my
Oh.
statement. There's a reason he's the one I picked. Dude swam to an island following a boat just to track people in the party and make sure they were okay, and then swam back into town to get ally. It wasn't even like swam in a lake. He swam against a raging river back into town to get people to come help.
Yeah.
Dude's got perseverance to the nines.
Yes.
Get out of his way. Thurkir would be a Green Lantern through and through. I don't know what his stats are, but bro's Green Lantern willpower is fucking high.
Okay. So I can tell he's on a mission.
He is on a mission, and
Based on the fact that there was a child in his arms, I'm surmising that his mission is to get her back, or get the child back to camp.
yes. You also get something else. It was almost like he was taking evasive action while he was running.
Like he was getting shot at?
And as you make that correlation, you actually see a thin red projectile fly towards Thurkir.
Oh, I'm suddenly offended that we're not catching all of this.
It pelts the ground behind him, fortunately, and he pays it no mind as he just presses forward.
Okay.
He doesn't look like he's wounded in the least.
That's a little scary. I was going to do something to help him, but now I'm not sure I want to.
If you're gonna get involved, I would distract whatever's firing at him so that it doesn't
I
make
was
it back
gonna-
to camp. Otherwise, I would let it pass.
I was going to cast Sanctuary on him.
Oh. Out of game, I would tell you don't waste a resource. In game, bro, do it.
Like, I'm thinking about it just because.
I cast it on the child.
Well, but see, I don't know if they're targeting the child or him. If they're targeting him because he's the bigger one, I want to put it on him.
I'm not there to give you an answer to this question, but if I
know.
was, Rowan would say cast it on the child.
So would Vic.
It doesn't. To me, the tactical advantage of protecting him does not matter compared to the tactical advantage of protecting a child. Like, it's literally to the point that my character is now suicidal over the protection of children. Like, they win first.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Sanctuary on the child.
Good. You just earned that inspiration point I sent you.
So
Did you mark it on
anything-
Fantasy Grounds, by the way? Click the little bubble at the top of your character sheet on the main page that says
Yes.
Insp.
That's
Okay,
why
good.
I have a huge giant star.
Solid. I wanted to make sure you had it.
Okay.
So anything trying to make a targeting the child has to make a wisdom save first. On a failed, they choose a new target or lose the attacker spell.
Yeah,
Nice.
they basically waste their turn if they try to target her and fail.
And it looks like it
This
uses
lasts for a
a.
minute.
It does look like it uses a verbal component.
Yes. Since it's a cleric spell, I can probably use any component, right?
As a verbal, yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you pray to?
This could be interesting.
Oh, thunder. How does your thunder look, Ra?
So,
Sanctuary of lightning and thunder. I'm very curious. Dwarven sanctuary of lightning and thunder. All right, let's see what you got.
So, I pull out of my pouch
Mini
a little-
orbital strike
a
from
little-
DCUO.
a little silver
Ting!
beer, and angle it so that I can see the child in it and make a circular gesture around that. And as I do, I'd say protect this child, and a small spark would jump from my finger to the mirror and then to the child. That, and I'm talking like maybe the size of a floating ember spark. Just a little tiny
Emote.
Yeah. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Roll me a percentile. I promise it's important.
8. If
Unless
8 had
you
rolled
guys-
one more, it would have been 100.
Unless you guys did it, there was a step of character creation we failed to do with Keith, and that's roll the trinket from the base character creation, PHP character creation. You have to roll a trinket on the trinket chart when you get your equipment. You have a small idol depicting a nightmarish creature that gives you unsettling dreams whenever you sleep near it.
Great.
I didn't
Sorry.
do a trinket.
Yeah, you did.
What is mine?
God, I don't remember, but we've talked about our trinkets a shit ton of times. So I'm
What was
sure
it?
you
One more
have
time,
one
Carl?
on your base character sheet. Boy, did I close it? It's an idol. I did close it. It said an idol that is nightmarish and gives you unsettling dreams if you sleep next to it. A nightmarish idol that gives you unsettling dreams if you sleep next to it.
Sure.
And Girk, I know that we all rolled trinkets because Wes, session 2 or 3, went out of his way to make sure we all rolled them because it was a similar situation if we had forgotten to roll them.
All right.
But I don't remember what you got for yours. The one I got was my glass vial with the corpse of a fairy in it. And I wrote that into my backstory, and now I've passed that trinket on to Gilwyn, and Gilwyn has it as his contract with his patron.
All right, so I cast Sanctuary on the child.
Okay. Sanctuary is casting.
Kakir would hear him probably.
Thurkir would hear him. But so would the Spine Devils.
Yeah, go figure.
Oh, good.
There are 2 of them.
Oh, good.
Roll for initiative.
I'm excited.
11.
I super hope one of Jaime's other characters is hiding somewhere who decided to follow Keith. Since we have Thurkir going back to the base. Jaime, can I spend a fate point I don't have to influence the story and say one of your other characters is spying on this situation and successfully rolled their stealth check?
We will discuss it.
Sorry, I've been looking for any excuse to get any one of your other characters in because I'm curious.
Jaime,
Yes.
I got a 21.
Not for you.
Yeah, it's just Keith.
This is me and Lulu.
He said everyone rolls initiative.
I didn't say everyone. I just said roll initiative.
I could have swore. Oh, well. I'm hearing things.
Yeah, Girk, you and I are sitting in the middle of an abandoned house, front room, watching the windows with Gilwyn, waiting for Lulu to show up. This is during our hour of short rest that this occurs.
Okay.
By the way, with my religion check earlier of 7, I'm guessing that I might know of Hollyphonts, but not necessarily anything about like what they can do or anything like that.
I'm curious what the GM's going to say, but I'm going to out of game say like, no, bro.
That's what
You
I'm
roll
curious
below a 10,
too.
and 10 is the easy check.
Well, I'm thinking like I've heard of them and that's it. Like maybe not even a description.
Oh, you're a cleric. You're a cleric. I bet you've heard the term Holophant before.
Yes. However, it was we kind of skipped it, forgot about it. Retcon.
You weren't paying attention
20
in
minutes.
that class, in that cleric class.
Sure, that works for me.
You've heard the
mean-
name, and you're like, oh yeah, I've heard about you guys. And Lulu's like, trumpet horn. Well, I didn't know you could do that shit.
Well,
Hey
yeah,
guys,
I'm
I
trying to
hate to
see if
interrupt.
like I know to cover my ears or nothing, but I don't think I do.
I'm saying he's got to go.
Well, I have a few minutes left before I have to go, so I just wanted to do that before anything else gets going too heavily. I didn't want to interrupt, so.
Understood. These are
I'm
just
kind of in
2
a
Spine
similar
Devils. I don't think
situation.
that this will take very long.
What's that?
These are just 2 Spine Devils. I don't think it's going to take very long.
Yeah, I've already warned my uncle I'll be a little late, so I'll listen in for a few more minutes.
Okay. I accidentally covered up my little dice tower. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Lulu is first.
Interesting.
Cool. Now that we're in combat, I have a quick question.
Answer.
What can I use my pact magic slots on? Just warlock spells, or just spells that I
Any
learned
spells
through the warlock
Any
class?
spells, but your warlock spells are currently first level pact spells. So you get 2 pact slots, which you can currently spend on first level spells.
But it is any first level spell.
Yeah. So 5e, like I said earlier, simplifies. That implies that, so you know, spell slots are spell slots are spell slots. If you have a spell slot, you can spend them on your spells.
Okay.
Whatever spells you know of that level.
Cool.
Okay. So, Lulu lets out a trumpet of sparkles.
First time she blew her horn, Keith, I covered my ears because I'm a rabbit and I thought I was going to hear a lot of noise, and all she did was blow out lights, not sound.
My
Right.
my warhammer seems to have run away.
No. Oh, you had to build it on Fantasy Grounds, didn't you?
Yep. Some of this may be being rolled in beyond Jaime, just so you're aware.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to rebuild it, but
In case anybody's wondering, this motherfucker has Thor's hammer.
So lights just launch out of her trumpet. And one of them succeeds at their save. The other one fails. Both of them are bloodied. The second one actually looks like they're actively trying to stay on their feet.
dang.
You guys see why I want Lulu back with the party? Like, damn.
Oh, wait. That first one has to roll again. Apparently they have
Vulnerability or
disadvantage
something?
on their saving throws because they're evil.
Yep. Do you
Nice.
see why I wanted this bitch in the party?
Okay, it failed, so she actually knocked one of them out.
Crunch.
Yeah, crunch.
That was
Druzzle's
a
turn.
Terrible trumpet.
The hammer already has the returning property, right?
So the way it works is, did you read it? I copied and pasted
Yes.
directly. I didn't even copy and paste. I manipulated the one that's there. It says right at the end of the description, in the description box, that after a thrown attack, it returns to your hand.
Okay. Wanted to 100% verify. How far away is the spine devil that's still up?
I will say 20 feet.
Sweet. It's in its short range.
I know, right? Okay, so I'm going to
It's at the maximum of its short range, but it's in there.
I'm gonna use a bonus action for Kenzie's shot, which will get me an extra 1d4 damage for my warhammer till the end of my turn. And I'm gonna throw my warhammer at it.
Doesn't Kinsey's shot count as an actual attack?
No,
When
it
you
says
bonus action to Kinsey?
to make ranged attacks with a Kenzie weapon deal extra damage until the end of your current turn.
Gotcha.
So basically, I can use
didn't-
my bonus action.
Oh
and
my
then use all
God,
of my
I forgot
actions
about
throwing my
that.
hammer.
I forgot about that. You can Kinsey shot with your frickin' hammer. When I was helping you build this character, I completely didn't realize you could do that. Holy shit.
Yep, I did. All right, so we're throwing the hammer.
Does Kinsey shot require a key point?
No,
Sweet.
it's a bonus action.
That is a hit.
18 hits.
That is a hit.
So it's this.
What size is
Does
a
that.
spine devil, Jaime?
Spine devils
So-
are small.
20,
Small.
20
Okay.
22 damage.
Crack.
So, wow.
And you tabulated that it's 2d8 because you threw it?
Yep. Yeah, my throne is
Sweet.
automatically a 2d8.
So in case anybody's wondering what's going on with his hammer, it's a war hammer, which means one-handed it does a d8 damage, two-handed it does a d10 damage. But because it's a dwarven thrower, and he's a dwarf, which means he can attune to a dwarven thrower, that's what we modeled his leveling item off of, so that everybody else is keeping track. That's why I'm explaining this.
Yeah.
When he throws it, he does a bonus d8 damage when he throws it. And then
Oh.
if the creature is large or larger, he does another bonus d8 damage because he's a dwarf. But this creature is small, so he only does 2d8 when he throws it. But he does 2d8 plus
2d8
all
plus,
the
yeah, it's
Kinsey and everything.
Oh, I guess this one isn't a +6. This one should be a. I did that wrong. Subtract 2 from that, Jaime.
Subtract 2.
Yeah, so it'd be 20 total damage.
That's okay.
Still enough, I bet, after all the damage that fucking that the elephant did, the Holophant did.
Yeah, you
Well,
actually
so-
dealt more damage to it than the Holophant did.
Nice. I forgot that the +2 to attack and damage that I get from dueling doesn't count when I throw the hammer. So
No,
I'm
it does
gonna
not.
fix it.
That's right up in person. You really should have taken 2-weapon fighting, bro, because then your offhand weapon, when you use your hand crossbow, and your offhand
I
as a
chose
monk
a
weapon.
regular crossbow as my long range weapon. My longer long range weapon.
Oh, you're a single weapon kind of guy. As a monk, that's weird. But you could still flurry of blows as a bonus action, so you can still whap your target and then turn around as a bonus action and whap him a couple other times.
Yep, and when I do that, I then get a +2 to AC because I punched him.
Because you whapped him. That's right. I said whap.
Either way,
trying to look real quick. Yeah.
Hammer
You
goes.
didn't even use your favored foe, which would have been another bonus D4.
Nope.
If you'd have
Oh,
marked.
jeez.
Jesus. War Hunter's Mark, which would have been another bonus D6.
Yeah, but Hunter's Mark requires
A bonus action to cast and concentration.
Hammer goes fling.
And a spell slot.
Hammer goes fling. Devil Jaw goes crack. And plop plop. Both of them fall, or both devils fall to the ground, not knowing what the hell hit them.
Right? Last they knew, they were chasing a lizard folk. Jaime, I have to ask, does Thurkir see this go on behind him? Is he aware with his perceptions?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
Jaime.
just curious.
I have a.
Does he
GM
smile? I feel like he has a shit-eating grin as he keeps running.
I have a GM ruling that I would like clarified.
Ask.
The fighting style of dueling reads: when you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. Does that include if I throw it? Because it was in my hand and then I made an attack with it.
I guess therein lies the question. If you throw it, does it remain a melee weapon or does it become a ranged weapon?
Can I chime in? I don't want to interrupt, but I have an answer to that question.
Go ahead.
Throwing it turns it into a ranged weapon.
I had a feeling, but when I read it, I'm sitting here going, well.
Yeah, if you were to make a fiat that said that counted as it's still a melee weapon even though it's thrown, then you turn his threatened range into 20 feet. Much like the Thorn Whip conundrum that Gilwyn is still trying to work out.
Right.
Yeah,
So
cool.
ranged is what happens when you turn, but straight out of the book, no, without me trying to make any other assistance on your ruling, straight out of the book, throwing it turns it into a ranged weapon.
I kind of thought that that's what it's going to, and I was going to have to do some research on it, but
I had a feeling, but I just wanted it clarified. So yeah, no,
Fair
we're
enough.
good.
but yes, Thurkir.
Can I
Not that any of you can see it, but Thurkir does smirk as he continues going along his way.
That motherfucking lizard is aware of everything that goes on around him. I don't care what anybody says. There's a reason why he's my mentor. I feel like Batman Beyond, and that motherfucker is my old man Bruce Wayne.
Could I give Lulu's hoof like a fist bump, a hoof bump? Would she know what I was trying to do?
She
Like, kind of
Bro,
like a
you need to
good
try.
fight.
She returns the gesture awkwardly,
Obviously.
as if she's trying to piece together what it is or what kind of ritual you are attempting to perform.
She's learning something new when you fist bump her.
Nice. I
That's
like it.
exciting.
Yeah.
I hope she's into it
Yeah.
because that was exciting. You just earned your inspiration point doubly. So
Too bad I can't
Um,
have 2 of them.
But basically, her only friend for the longest time was a wizard that turned himself into an otter.
Yeah.
and that wizard's and that wizard's pet devil, but never mind. It was Sylvana that had the pet devil.
I'm gonna look at her and go, you think we can continue? Or end session?
Yes, verily.
Well, then let's go.
And the two of you proceed. On the note of Thurkir knowing everything that's going on around him, he actually has expertise in perception. His passive perception is a 19.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal. Fucking
The
brutal.
other one's 18.
Carl, you know what's
Yes.
really great about that? I can
What?
still sneak. I can still sneak up on him. My passive stealth is a 10.
Yeah, your fucking passive
or
stealth
20.
is a 20.
20.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
My passive perception is an 18, and next level I get expertise in perception.
Oh my god, it's so brutal. You guys suck. My character's over here. That's right. I'm gonna spend feats to give me my enhanced shit. I'm gonna take expertise in investigation. I'm sorry, in an insight, and then I'm also gonna take observant, which gives me a +5 to my passives on perception and on investigation, so that I have a passive 25 in investigation, which means I have legendary investigation without a roll.
Nice. Just all-knowing.
If I walk into a room, I'm aware of where everything is,
Omnipotent.
but only within my realm of basically when I want to make an
Anything he can
investigation
seize.
check, Jaime will be like, roll a perception check for your investigation check. Anything you could see every minor detail.
Do we run into any more issues before we meet up with the group?
You do not. However, in order to find the group, I'm going to have to ask you to roll an investigation.
Sure.
I'm taking investigation.
This is gonna be great.
I really want to get drunk and start giving sermons
Yes.
in the street.
Best investigation roll ever.
Dirk,
Ever.
if I'd have done my grandiose plan, you doing that would not bother a soul. But I didn't do my grandiose plan.
Oh, that's great.
Did you guys let the spined devil run off, Dirk?
No, Gert killed him.
Oh, Dirk killed him?
I could have ended that fight a whole lot sooner if I would have just casted Erupted Earth where I originally wanted to.
That's all right. We were doing a roleplay moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Isn't that the entirety of D&D is a roleplay moment?
Yeah, but we were choosing a roleplay moment over just wrecking the day.
Yeah, we roleplayed.
My original intention was to amplify my voice and roll intimidation against the entirety of Hell's Army with advantage. I was going to create advantage on that roll because they can hear us below the city if I amplify my voice using my artifice tinkering. I was going to threaten the entirety of the Devil Army and say, come get it. Right here, right now. This is where we are.
Nice.
So, just be glad we didn't do that.
Fair.
When I say I am holding in my roleplay alignment change moment till Lulu catches up with us, be aware that it could have occurred post-fight when I threatened the entirety of hell, and instead, I'm waiting till a little elephant shows up.
Aw.
Okay, so, you're kind of just glancing around at the different buildings that are around here. Lulu is actually looking at the footprints in the ground and like, she's examining the ground closely and is like, okay, there's devil's blood here. They were here. I've narrowed it down to one of these couple buildings.
They find an imp's body in one alley. They find some dead guests in another house. They find a couple of devil bodies in the middle of a four-way stop.
I believe that they are within one of these three structures.
Do any of us see them?
Are you looking out, or who's on lookout?
Well, we knew Lulu was
I
going
will
to
be.
catch up with us, so I'm going to say at least somebody's looking, and I would assume it's
Dylan's on lookout.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Cam. So he's a passive 17, I think, without a roll,
Passive
and then he could also just roll. Passive 18, and then he could also just roll.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then you actually see them before Lulu deciphers where you guys are.
Keith, describe your character. What does he see?
So I will say originally, when I thought of my character being monk, I was originally going to have him look like he was wearing no clothes, but then I realized how hard that would be to actually do. So he's wearing you know the
You
white
said
robes?
that, and suddenly I'm picturing, because you said no clothes, suddenly I'm picturing Indian in the cupboard, the Indian, how he's got just pants on and then like fabric on his elbows.
A loincloth?
It'd be
Or
like
yeah.
like a flesh covered loincloth that doesn't actually look like it's there was what I was originally going with. However, I changed that, and you know the robes that Jet Li's character is wearing in the one with the stick and the monkey staff.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, that one.
Forgotten Kingdom.
With the huge billowy sleeve where he can just kind of
So
like...
it's very out of game. It's very Shinto priest meets Asian martial arts monk.
Thank you. Except they're red.
Because it's for people that have never seen that movie, picture the Monkey King from like anime and or Asian mythology.
Got it. Goku.
But as a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's red. On his back is a light crossbow, and that I haven't decided if it looks like normal or not yet, but a light crossbow and a warhammer. And the warhammer is a
Would you not have the warhammer in hand because of having just fought the spine devils, or
actually, yeah, it might still have it in my hand, but it goes on I can put it on my back.
Time has come. Pick. Is it a femur or a fang?
It's gonna be a femur. It's about 1.5 foot metal rod, and then attached to that is the upper half of it looks like a giant's femur with the ball joint still attached, and the ball joint is like the head of the warhammer.
Yeah, I know you have a picture of it, so I just typed in the fucking chat. Share a picture.
Yes, I can do that.
So in Discord, he's about to share a picture of what his hammer looks like.
This one.
Oh shit!
I think it's this one.
Remember how I said I didn't have long?
Oh shit.
You're
Guys?
over on time.
My ride is on the way.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Well, he shared the picture. He shelled the picture in Baldur's Gate. That's what his warhammer looks like. What do you look like as a dwarf as far as your hair / beard / skin color goes?
I hadn't really thought of all of that yet, but since it's a hill dwarf, probably a golden bronze skin, and then because he thought he was so stylish when he picked out his robes, the exact same color of red is his beard and his hair as his robe.
Okay, does he have long hair,
Exact
short
same.
hair? And is his beard braided or just long hanging? Or short?
I'd say short hair and then long hanging free beard.
One of those pre-cooked chickens.
Pre-cooked chicken.
Cool.
sounds
You
good.
have a dwarf version of Gurk.
I have a dwarf version of me.
Wait, no, what's going on?
So he has red hair that's just sort of hanging, and then a red beard that's hanging free instead of a braid, instead of the normal dwarven braids that dwarves tend to have.
I
Ah.
shared my video too, so dwarf version of me with my beard too.
So,
Oh wow.
actually, Carl, about 3 weeks ago, I cut it off.
Oh, well, then look at the live view of Keith. He's sharing what he currently looks like. Imagine a dwarf, red-haired version of Keith with his beard. If you could
No,
look at the
I'm just
picture.
letting you know. I got rid of my my 4-year
So-
beard.
So did I. I got rid of my 1-year beard.
I'm at 2.
Literally the 2 days before my birthday.
That's
I'm at
2 years?
Yep. All the way down here.
That's a pretty good beard for 2 years, man. That's solid.
I don't have the patience to have it last a month.
And that's
That's
with me cutting it too short a couple times
Jesus.
when I tried to trim it.
Nice.
Jesus. All right. So that's what you see out in the street is this red-haired dwarf with this giant femur-boned warhammer in his hand and a crossbow strapped to his back. And he's not wearing armor. He's just wearing clothes, but robed clothing. But you see that he's traveling with Lulu.
Come on, boys.
Yeah,
Inside.
that would.
He's
I would
saying
turn to
"come
the
on,
rest
boys"
of-
to the dog, but I feel like that's exactly what you would say, Gillen.
Pretty much.
I just see you
that was-
sticking your head out and being like, "Hey guys,
Come on, boys."
over here. Come on, boys."
Lulu immediately
Lulu-
proceeds.
Lulu is suddenly a boy.
And I'm gonna
Come on, guys.
follow Lulu.
Take care.
Well, no, I was talking to you two, and then
I know,
Wood.
I know.
Yeah.
But Lulu suddenly is now one of the boys.
Yeah.
All right.
Keith, you see this elven Gilwin. Describe yourself for Keith. You know what you look like. He looks like, right, Keith? Do you remember?
From a very long time ago, no. Ish.
No,
adjacent.
tall, 6'1", 6'2", light blonde hair, eyes of no particular color, but if you had to guess, they'd be green.
I just see him like whistling out the door and then gesturing like, and then being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
over here."
Yeah, exactly.
Do you come through the door, Keith?
Yep.
Does Lulu come through the door, Jaime?
Affirmative.
The moment Lulu comes through the door, I'm taking gloves off my hands, and I have both of my gloves in my right hand, and I walk up to her, and I backhand her right across the face, no intent to deal damage, no worries. Backhand her right across the face with the gloves and drop them. Or before I drop them, I have this look on my face like I'm super angry that she wasn't with us, and I'm so mad because we can't trust her, and all this, like, that's all of these things are being read across my face entirely at once. And then I drop to the ground weeping, and I'm like reaching up for her, trying to get her to hug me, like straight up, like she's a celestial being, and alignment matters to my character, as we've regularly addressed. My character's lawful evil, like, is wearing off, and I needed a celestial being to like apologize to, and I'm so mad at her for abandoning us. But am I really mad at her, or am I mad at myself for all of the things that I've done because I was an evil character? And straight up, like, I smack her like she's the one that's in the wrong. But before I even have a chance of accusing her of being in the wrong, I drop to the ground weeping, begging basically for forgiveness
Gillen takes a
with
step
my
back.
weeps.
She stops flying and wraps her trunk around you, and it goes over your left shoulder and around to your right, and she pats your right shoulder.
All anyone can hear me saying amidst my sobs is 163. The amount of children still here, 163. So my alignment just changed. Jaime, can I go ahead and make an Arcana check to explain what the soul coin is?
Sure.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while you're doing that, Druzzl has a note.
I only got a 12 on my Arcana check on the soul coin.
Yes, that's right. I do. I have a message for Boss Stone. Do I see Fick anywhere?
Girk, are you still here?
Probably not. My ride just sent me a text express to say they're on their way.
I know.
Can we call it?
Yeah, I'd say
stopping
we should
point?
call it here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to call it, so that's kind of like what we're trying to wrap up here, I think.
Yeah, basically the passing on of information so that way you're prepared for next session.
So there's a Nazgul, a ring wraith. What's coming at us?
Nilhan gave me a message for Boss Stone that says the intel they've gathered so far is each of Torm's bridges are being guarded by 6 devils, 2 bearded and 4 spined. The bridges are the only land way to get through to the west side of the city.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I literally say to you, oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that. No, I don't. I completely ignore you
All right.
delivering that message
Bye,
and
guys.
keep weeping.
Bye,
Girk.
Gark.
Take care.
Tiger.
Yeah, I completely ignore that message and keep weeping because to me, so what? My grandiose plans involves the destruction of both of those bridges.
Hey guys, I'm gone too.
Cam,
Bye,
have a
Cam.
good night.
Bye.
Well, it was a good session, Jaime.
Yeah.
Is everybody
Yeah.
rabbit?
Yeah. Well, thank y'all for the game. That
Yeah, at least
that
we
was a
got everybody
sudden
together.
ending.
Yeah, at least we got everybody together. I'm gonna, even though we got Keith here, or even though it's only just me and Keith here, I'm gonna go ahead and ask my usual question: did any of that event help us level?
Nope.
Worth a shot. Then yeah, I keep weeping to the Hierophant. My Arcana check, everybody left, but was it enough for me to decide to know what the soul coin is, and I can use that as my lore drop next time?
You said you got a 12?
14, 12. It was either a 12 or a 14. Without looking at the log. A 12. Given that I have researched devils before. Did I lose you?
No, I was looking to
Hello?
see what level of wondrous item it was considered.
Oh, I don't know. I think it was just uncommon.
It is just uncommon. So I'll go ahead and give it to you.
Okay. The next session, I will use the soul coin explanation, and then, so you know, it's your, what, my constitution modifier is the amount of them I can hold?
Yes.
My constitution modifier is 1, same as Girk, so I can only hold the 1. And I have shifted all of my alignment shit to lawful good as of this session, as of when I started weeping.
Neat.
Next session, I will spend my faceless class ability, if you give me permission to do so, to sort of reconfigure my homunculus servant to no longer be a shoulder cannon.
Okay.
I'm going to use him as my homunculus servant is going to be my mask. And I will have a Cyclops style I-beam instead of a shoulder cannon. And then when I roll aid another from my homunculus servant, it's because my homunculus servant is feeding me analytics.
Interesting.
Yeah, I figured it was one way to balance it out. So, okay, cool. Well, woohoo. I had fun. I don't know about you, Keith. Keith, did you have fun joining our group?
Yes. Yes, I
Good.
did.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm still trying
Yay.
to finish updating stuff on Fantasy Grounds.
I respect that. Thank you for sharing the video, Keith. I will be looking forward to that next time around.
I don't know where I'm going to post it.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, technically, because Jaime's going to post it.
If he recorded it.
I did.
Okay.